Chapter 781 Blood Oath Magic Tablet. The Seven Fiends sect is worthy of being one of the three great sects of the state of Qi. They actually have such a strange treasure. Lu Kuan was hiding in the stone passage behind the devil cultivators of the blood refining sect. He was quite shocked as he looked at the tablet filled with bloody light through the gaps between the devil cultivators. He had seen the Blood Oath Magic Tablet in the ancient records of the Yang clan. It was said that it was refined from an oath stone and could allow cultivators to sign a temporary covenant. Because it was mainly made from oath stones, even nascent soul cultivators would find it difficult to break free from the constraints of a temporary covenant. The Blood Oath Magic Tablet had an advantage over oath stones in that the duration of the covenant was very short, no more than a year. It was very suitable for high-level cultivators to cooperate temporarily. This kind of strange treasure was rare in the world. Even some large sects were reluctant to use oath stones as refining materials. In addition to the difficulty of finding the materials, the refining method of the Blood Oath Magic Tablet had long been lost. Even the Yang clan, which was proficient in refining tools, didn't have the refining method. Lu Kuan restrained the magic power fluctuations in his bones and hid behind the passage. He witnessed the devil cultivators of the two sects using the Blood Oath Magic Tablet as a medium to form a temporary covenant that lasted for one day. The content of the covenant was to work together to deal with the devil zombies. The spoils of war would be equally divided, and both sides were not to attack each other. This is a bit tricky. If these two sects join forces, it will be much more difficult for me to fish in troubled waters. Lu Kuan frowned. He felt that this was a bit tricky. He had fought with the Seven Fiends before. As long as they didn't use the power of nascent soul, he could fight them with all his strength. However, there was no way he could completely defeat them. Last time, he had repelled the Seven Fiends mainly because the devil-devouring bees had consumed their devil power and occupied the home field advantage. Aside from the seven evil spirits, there was also a group of demonic cultivators from the blood refining sect that Lu Kuan was wary of. Every one of them was a top-notch expert among their peers, especially the veteran blood devil, Ma Jie. His strength was unfathomable, and Lu Kuan could sense an extremely dangerous aura from him. First, let's take a look at the situation of the devil zombie inside. If my guess is not wrong, this so-called devil zombie is also a direction for Yuan School to explore. With this thought in mind, Lu Kuan began to slowly walk forward. As for the five people from the blood refining sect, after joining forces with the seven evil spirits, they entered the cave and seemed to be discussing how to work together. As soon as Lu Kuan arrived at the entrance of the cave, his hands clasped onto the stone wall of the cave entrance. His whole body was like an invisible spider, silently climbing up the stone wall. The explosive power between his fingers and the edge of the rock created a huge friction force, easily lifting his body up. The dragon-breaking stone was made of a tough material, so he did not have to worry about the edge of the rock being crushed. In order to avoid being detected by the devil cultivators below, Lu Kuan's speed was neither fast nor slow. He slowly crawled towards the depths of the cave where the devil zombie was sleeping. The group of devil cultivators below did not notice that there was an uninvited guest here. After they formed the temporary alliance, all their attention was on the two devil zombies in front of them. Feng Yongyuan of the blood refining sect was the first to make a move. The earth aura glazed bracelet in front of him shot out and quickly arrived in front of the demonic zombie that was blocked by the earth aura and water aura. Rays of yellow demonic light wrapped around the legs of the demonic zombie, trapping the demonic zombie that was about to break free. The other people of the blood refining sect followed closely behind. Ma Jie made a hand seal, and under the guidance of his surging devil power, 3 blood demon arrows filled with powerful pressure gradually took shape. The moonlight, which summoned a pair of light red short swords, and an inexplicable fluctuation rose from them. Not far away, Hun Sha felt the fluctuation and his expression became serious. He made a hand seal, and a trace of ripples flashed on the gray shield around the 7 evil spirits. It seemed that a special layer of protection had been added. Chen Hao, who cultivated the true Devil Imperial Thunder secret art, a purple-black, trident magic weapon flew out from his body. The light of Devil Thunder circulated on the trident, and a faint, muffled sound of thunder came out. As for the Supreme Devil, his thin and weak face was expressionless. He gently extended his right hand, and 3 pitch-black daggers appeared on it. A trace of silver light vaguely flashed within the black halo. The people of the blood-refining sect attacked at almost the same time and blasted towards the devil zombie that was fighting evenly with the heavenly halberd. The first to rush out was the Moonlight Witch's short swords. The devil zombie had already recovered a lot of its consciousness. When the devil cultivators of the blood-refining sect made a move, it sensed it. Its sharp claws whistled through the air as it fiercely attacked. The 2 swords that seemed to be fluctuating strangely seemed to be lacking in power and were directly sent flying by the devil zombie's claws. The moment the devil zombie's claws came into contact with the short swords, the strange fluctuation took the opportunity to enter the devil zombie's claws. A trace of confusion suddenly appeared in the devil zombie's eyes, and its movements paused. The Moonlight Witch's short swords actually caused a moment of confusion in the devil zombie's mind. In the instant that the devil zombie was stunned, the heavenly halberd that was waiting for an opportunity, the demonic lightning trident that flew over, and the 3 blood demon arrows took advantage of this opening to land on the devil zombie's scaleless face. Boom! A terrifying fluctuation surged in all directions. Fang Yongyuan and the Earth Fiend had already expected this. Their transcendent artifacts shot out a yellow demonic light, blocking the aftershock of the attack and preventing it from affecting the devil zombie that was sleeping in the distance. Under the joint attack of so many elite devil cultivators, the devil zombie's dead, fish-like face exploded into a putrid mess of flesh and blood, revealing its pitch-black skull. However, its skull seemed to be extremely tough. It wasn't destroyed by this terrifying attack, and only a small crack appeared on its forehead. At this moment, 3 pitch-black lightning flashed through the sky and shot towards the crack in the 2 empty eyes. Chi! 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 3 terrifying fluctuations flashed within the devil zombie's skull, and a large amount of putrid black smoke seeped out from its black skull. The devil zombie's body seemed to have stiffened, and its life completely disappeared as it collapsed. Soon after, 3 pitch-black flying daggers returned from the devil zombie's skull and flew towards the Supreme Demon. It was the Supreme Demon's famous transcendent artifact, the famous Xianming 3 Extreme Blades. As Fang Yongyuan and the Earth Fiend had blocked the aftershock of the attack, the devil zombie that they had surrounded found an opportunity. Its sharp claws flashed with a black luster, and it tore apart the Earth Fiend's ice ring and shattered Fang Yongyuan's yellow demonic light. After the second devil zombie broke free, it charged towards the 7 fiends as fast as lightning. Its speed on the ground was comparable to a transcendent artifact. However, this devil zombie's actions were all within the devil cultivator's expectations. The 7 fiends' halberds blocked it at the first moment, and the Moonlight Witch's dagger followed closely behind. The same trick caused the devil zombie's mind to freeze. Following that, the other people's transcendent artifacts and the Xianming 3 extreme blades that flew out from the Supreme Demon's body flew towards its head. Boom! A small portion of the devil zombie's skull directly shattered. Almost all of its facial bones were shattered, and a putrid smell spread out. How powerful! Lu Kuan had been paying attention to the battle below when he was climbing on top of the rock. He sighed emotionally when he saw such astonishing coordination. It was very obvious that the Moonlight Witch's attacks contained the ability to confuse the mind. It was very effective against devil zombies that had yet to awaken. The other people's attacks were also very powerful. Needless to say, the Xianming 3 extreme blades of the Supreme Demon went without saying. The 3 flying daggers were even more powerful after circling around the Supreme Demon's body. It increased the power of everyone's second combined attack, directly killing the second devil zombie. Lu Kuan could also see that the devil cultivators of the two sects seemed to have some understanding of the devil zombies. They knew where their weaknesses were. Lu Kuan watched as the people below began to collect the devil zombies, and then used their transcendent artifacts to retrieve the storage bracelets in the hole. Thoughts flashed through his mind. Even though these two devil zombies have matured claws and powerful physical strength and defense, they are no match for these devil cultivators without any battle awareness. These two storage bracelets might contain information about the devil zombies. The 9 devil zombies outside are easy to deal with, but the ones inside won't be so easy. Chapter 782. Using both his hands and feet, Lu Kuan quickly arrived above the 9 demonic zombies at the outermost perimeter. At this moment, the 7 fiends, who had split the spoils with the blood-refining sect, stimulated a trace of nascent soul power under Han Sha's lead. As Han Sha had guessed, the 2 demonic zombies that approached the 7 fiends immediately sensed the nascent soul power and produced soul fluctuations. The purplish-black liquid in the pit seemed to be summoned and rushed towards the 2 demonic zombies that were covered in purplish-black scales. When the purplish-black liquid flowed, Lu Kuan's figure paused. At such a close distance, the suppressed qi and blood in his body seemed to be affected by the strange liquid. It showed signs of accelerating and surging. The flowing liquid gave him a familiar feeling. As the liquid flowed in, the soul fluctuations of the demonic zombies became more obvious. Without the cover of the liquid, a large amount of corpse stench rose and spread in all directions. After all the liquid entered their bodies, the 2 demonic zombies directly opened their bloodshot eyes and looked at Lu Kuan from afar. The bloodthirsty and chaotic eyes were almost identical to the ape-man that had lost his mind from before. It's the aura of qi and blood demonic power. Lu Kuan immediately recalled the familiar feeling in the purplish-black liquid after being reminded by the bloodshot eyes of the demonic zombies. It was the qi and blood demonic power, and from the demonic zombies' eyes, it seemed to be affected by the true demonic intent. The aura isn't exactly the same. It seems to be only a part of the same. There's also a sense of cold, yin energy. Lu Kuan muttered in his heart. The 2 demonic zombies below did not seem to notice Lu Kuan, who was hiding in the sky. They immediately jumped out of the pit and stared at the demonic cultivators in the distance with bloodthirsty eyes. They growled and their thick legs covered in purplish-black scales trembled. With a strong corpse stench, they charged out. After the liquid entered the demonic zombies' bodies, they gained combat strength. Just from this point alone, it is indeed surprisingly similar to the qi and blood demonic power. However, when the liquid was in the pit, the bodies of the demonic zombies looked strong and full even though they were asleep. They didn't seem to have been sucked dry by the qi and blood demonic power. While Lu Kuan was thinking, the 2 demonic zombies in the distance had already started fighting with the demonic cultivators of the 2 sections. He didn't look at the battle behind him, but stared at the storage bracelet left behind in the pit. The storage bracelet clearly belonged to an immortal cultivator. Therefore, this demonic zombie was either transformed from a dead immortal cultivator or cultivated by an immortal cultivator. This place was specially built by Yuan School using broken dragonstone, and these 13 pits seem to be somewhat connected, so there's only one possibility: these devil zombies were consciously cultivated by Xiaoxian cultivators. Could it be that the Yuan School has developed another cultivation method based on the Yuan Tong body refining secrets? Could it be that the Yuan School has refined the body of an immortal cultivator into a strange devil zombie body to resist the strange characteristics of the demonic qi and blood? Deducing this, Lu Kuan's mind shook. From the signs of the battle between the demonic zombie and the blood-refining sect disciples, he could tell that these fellows had terrifying bodies. So many top demonic cultivators had bombarded the devil zombie's face in the first round, but even its skull hadn't been broken. It could be seen that the material of its bones was absolutely superior to that of Lu Kuan. If Lu Kuan were to face such an attack, even if the hardness of his bone treasure was greatly increased under the stimulation of magical power, he still wouldn't dare to take such an attack head-on. Smelling the strong corpse stench in his mouth and nose, Lu Kuan remembered many years ago when he met Wang Shitong at the border of Wei State in the Land of Death. Wang Shitong had combined the Vajra battle tactics and had been trying to fuse with the body of a bronze-armored corpse. Unfortunately, in the end, all that was left was the strong, dead muscles of the bronze-armored corpse, but not the hard bones and internal organs. This kind of method of using the body of a refined corpse to cultivate the body was completely putting the cart before the horse. In Lu Kuan's eyes, it was a complete failure. The obvious corpse stench and the cold aura of the demonic qi. Yuan school has obviously walked the path of refining corpses, but they are much more successful than Wang Shitong. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with a look of longing. If this was really a new power technique of Yuan school, then it would certainly be a great inspiration for him. Just the head, which is not covered with scales, can withstand such a terrifying attack, not to mention the other parts of the body covered with scales. I just don't know how the internal organs and blood are cultivated. Hey, scales! A flash of lightning flashed in Lu Kuan's mind. He suddenly discovered that he had neglected the scales outside the body of the demonic zombie. He narrowed his eyes, and a golden light flashed in the depths of his pupils. He looked at the other few demonic zombies that were still immersed in the liquid. The lines of these purple-black scales are clear, and the luster is exquisite. They seem to be somewhat similar to the body of the Black Demon King. Lu Kuan looked at the lines on the scales. The battle in the Dead Sea Devil Cave many years ago emerged in his mind. The lower body of the corpse, covered in scales and with bone spurs growing out of its joints, was still in the Dead Sea Devil Cave. The scales of the two were almost the same. Could it be that the bodies of these demonic zombies are the corpses of the devil race? Yuan school and Wang Shitong used the same method in the past, but Wang Shitong fused with the corpses of the traditional demonic zombies while they fused with the corpses of the devil race. Thinking of this possibility, Lu Kuan could not help but look at the depths of the cave. The color of the liquid was even deeper in the four pits. He used his hands and feet to climb the broken dragonstone wall above the cave. After climbing a distance of several feet, he arrived above the three demonic zombies in the middle. He stimulated his golden eyes and looked down. At such a close distance, Lu Kuan could not only see the deep purple-black liquid, but also the bodies immersed in the liquid. Lu Kuan was somewhat horrified to find that the joints of the three demonic zombies in the middle had bone spurs of a few inches long. One must know that the body of the Black Demon King was originally controlled by the Black Demon King, also had bone spurs. Now he was sure that these demonic zombies were transformed from the corpses of the devil race. If the scene in the bloodline memory was that Yuan school was using the demon race's bloodline to try out the body refining method of the devil race, then this place was using the corpses of the devil race to explore the secrets of the devil race's body refining method. Lu Kuan looked at the pit of the last demonic zombie not far away. The liquid inside the pit of the deepest demonic zombie was pure black. The qi and blood of the demonic power and the cold-yin power were many times richer. There is also a heart-palpitating aura coming from the body under the liquid, which gave Lu Kuan a great sense of oppression, so that he did not dare to get too close. The lower body of the last demonic zombie is almost the same as the one in the Dead Sea Devil Cave. The bone spurs are several feet long, and the scales all over the body look more solid. Is it possible that it is the corpse of a devil king? According to the Black Demon King, the devil king level of the devil race is equivalent to a deity stage cultivator. Lu Kuan could not help but look down again, observing the body that was bigger than the other demonic zombies. In the body of this demonic zombie, the heart-palpitating aura was circulating, giving his body a strange feeling. If not for Lu Kuan trying to control it, perhaps all the pores on his body would have stood erect. This heart-palpitating aura, contrary to the liquid inside the pit, made his qi and blood somewhat stagnate. This kind of feeling was similar to the suppression of ordinary magical power by the power of Yuanying. In addition to the feeling of fear, Lu Kuan also instinctively felt a trace of desire, as if this aura was very important to him. When the Black Demon King stimulated the remnant body of the devil race to fight me, he did not have this kind of extreme suppression. Is it because this corpse is very complete? Oh, this demonic zombie also has a storage bracelet. His sharp eyes suddenly saw at the side of the pit. There was an emerald green bracelet quietly sinking at the bottom of the black liquid, pinched by the thick fingers of the demonic zombie. Lu Kuan's pupils fiercely shrank. I must get this bracelet. At the same time, the group of devil cultivators of the two sects had already dealt with the third and fourth demonic zombies and began to restore their magical power. Chapter 783. The Devil Refining Cave was located deep underground. About 1,000 feet above it was a large hall covered in complicated restrictions. There was only one entrance that was connected to the arched door in the plaza. The inside of the main hall was very spacious. It was about several hundred feet in length and width. The walls were inlaid with dense bookshelves. These bookshelves were laid all the way to the top of the hall. However, these bookshelves were completely empty. There were no jade slips or books on them. The floor of the hall was very messy. Large amounts of wood fragments were scattered everywhere, as if many of the wooden bookshelves had been destroyed. However, there was a circular silver barrier in the center of these wood fragments. Through the silver barrier, one could see a few jade slips. On either side of the small silver barrier were the 5 demonic cultivators from the Yin-Yang sect and the blood-refining sect cultivators sent by Lieutenant Colonel Light. Su Junwen's face was slightly pale. The demonic energy in her body was a bit chaotic. Her dress was torn, revealing her alluring white skin. The 4 disciples of the Yin-Yang sect behind her all had nervous expressions on their faces. Their footsteps were unsteady. A purple jade bracelet floated above the heads of each pair. The 2 jade bracelets emitted a purplish-black devilish light that enveloped the 5 people of the Yin-Yang sect. On the blood-refining sect side, the leader was Zhang Lu, a mid-stage core formation stage blood devil. She held a dim black bead in her hand. Her aura was very stable. It seemed that she hadn't expended much demonic energy. Standing beside Zhang Lu was Gu Han, a late-stage core formation stage cultivator who cultivated in the Ghost Dao. In front of him was an extremely sinister single-horned evil ghost formed by black mist. When this evil ghost attacked the Ouyang family many years ago, it was only a mid-stage core formation stage cultivator. Now, it had the aura of a late-stage core formation stage cultivator. It was clear that it had successfully advanced after devouring Ancestor Ouyang. However, at this moment, such a powerful evil ghost body was showing signs of collapsing. One of its arms had also disappeared. If it weren't for Gu Han's soul-sifting banner, it would have probably dissipated into thin air. Aside from Gu Han, Fei Mo, Han Qingsheng, and Rong Zhengqi's auras were more or less unstable. They looked at Su Junwen with extreme fear. Su Junwen stabilized the demonic energy in her body and shot several white spirit lights at the 4 demonic cultivators behind her, relieving them of the pressure of activating their secret treasures. As expected of the blood demon, he is only in the intermediate stage of the core formation stage, and yet he is able to unleash the power of the demonic seed orb. The other 4 are all top-notch cultivators. No wonder the elders in the sect warned us not to fight the blood-refining sect head-on unless we join forces with the 7 evil spirits. Hearing Su Junwen's praise, Zhang tightened her grip on the Black Pearl. She said in a low voice, "We also didn't expect that the Yin-Yang sect was hiding such a terrifying powerhouse like Madame Su. She actually managed to cultivate the power of a nascent soul in the core formation realm without relying on external items." Zhang put away the demonic seed orb and shook her head. Although Madame Su's nascent soul power is much more flexible than the demonic seed orb, you're only in the core formation realm after all. It is already beyond my imagination that you can last until now. Now your nascent soul power and demonic energy are almost exhausted. The other 4 have also used up most of their demonic energy after activating their secret treasures for such a long time. You're no match for us. Hearing Zhang Li's words, The demonic energy in Fei Mo and the other demonic cultivators surged again. They looked at the people of the Yin-Yang sect fiercely. Su Junwen didn't pay any attention to the blood-refining sect's demonic cultivator who was glaring at her like a tiger watching its prey. Instead, she closed her eyes as an intoxicated and infatuated expression appeared on her beautiful face. She whispered, "Actually, I still have to thank you, Blood Devil. No, I should be thanking your Devil Seed orb. It was because of it that I was able to grasp the technique of using the power of the nascent soul stage so quickly. With this level of understanding, the nascent soul stage is within reach." When she said this, Su Junwen couldn't help but stretch out her hands as if she was hugging the unreachable nascent soul realm mountain. A unique aura of a powerhouse was emitted as if she was a real nascent soul cultivator. The people of the blood-refining sect looked at the self-absorbed Su Junwen with complicated expressions. If other core formation cultivators said such boastful words, they would definitely snort disdainfully. Since ancient times, who knew how many peak core formation cultivators had stopped at the nascent soul realm? The difference between the nascent soul realm and the core formation realm was like heaven and earth. Even with the pure, true demonic water, these peak demonic cultivators couldn't guarantee that they would succeed. However, when the young and beautiful woman in front of them said that the nascent soul realm was within reach, they weren't surprised. This was because they had never heard of anyone like Madame Su who was able to cultivate nascent soul power in the core formation realm. Not long after they entered the arched door of the Devil Arts Pavilion, they arrived at the main hall. It was obvious that the jade slip and the silver barrier was the only treasure left here. Moreover, this silver barrier was exactly the same as the restriction that stored the pure, true demonic water. It could be opened with a single jade slip. In order to compete for the treasure, the two sides naturally fought. The demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect, who originally thought that victory was in their grasp, were horrified to find that Madame Su didn't use other treasures to activate her nascent soul power. Instead, she cultivated it herself. The nascent soul power was contained within the demonic power of the core formation realm. Although her demonic power was still at the peak of the core formation realm, with the nascent soul power, the power she displayed wasn't much different from that of a true nascent soul cultivator. In the face of Madame Su's nascent soul power, Jean-Lu naturally activated the demonic seed orb in her hand to resist. The other four members of the Yin-Yang sect also activated their defensive treasures. Focusing on defense, they were able to block the attacks of the other blood-refining sect members. The battle between the two sides continued until the demonic seed orb and Su Junwen's nascent soul power were exhausted. Jean-Lu looked at this unfathomable Madame Su. Her body trembled slightly, and a dense blood demon power was emitted. At the same time, a pair of daggers emitting a threatening cold air appeared in front of her. As the blood devil, Jean-Lu naturally had her own strengths. She had an ice attribute spiritual root and a body of frost. Any demonic power or spell in her hands would be imbued with ice attribute power. Her strength was far beyond that of a mid-core formation realm cultivator. Fei Mo and the others also mobilized their demonic power. They planned to finish off the Yin-Yang sect members in one go. Kakik, at this moment, Su Junwen suddenly chuckled. The remaining demonic power in her body began to circulate in a strange manner. A dazzling white demonic light bloomed from her body and enveloped her delicate body. The sudden appearance of the light caused everyone to unconsciously narrow their eyes. But then, the dazzling white light dimmed in the span of a breath. The original white light turned into an incomparably deep black. A completely different and powerful aura spread out in all directions. Regardless of whether it was the core formation realm cultivators of the Yin-Yang sect or the blood-refining sect, when they felt this aura, the demonic power in their bodies began to tremble and wail. It was as if they had encountered some kind of natural enemy. Zhang Li's face was filled with disbelief. She cried out, "You still have the power of a nascent soul? That's impossible." Hearing Zhang Li's words, the other four members of the blood-refining sect were so shocked that their jaws almost fell to the ground. They stared with wide eyes at Madame Su, who was enveloped by the black orb. Although they didn't believe Jean Li's words, from the reaction of the demonic power in their bodies, the aura emitted by the black orb was indeed that of a nascent soul. Not only was this nascent soul's power different from before, but it also seemed to be more powerful. Not long after, the black orb that contained the power of a nascent soul entered Su Junwen's body. Jean-Luc couldn't help but widen her eyes. The Su Junwen that reappeared in front of everyone was a completely different person. Previously, she was a beautiful young woman with a curvaceous figure. Now, she was a male cultivator that exuded a masculine aura. He had thick eyebrows and a determined face. His face was somewhat similar to Madame Sue's. His exposed chest was firm and broad with firm muscles, coupled with the Adam's apple on his neck and the bulge in his lower body. All of this indicated that he was a strong man. Seeing this strange scene, Jean Li's face turned pale. She transmitted her voice with her divine sense. Run. Chapter 784. Su Junwen, who had transformed into a masculine man, quietly watched the blood-refining sect's demonic cultivators escape without any other action. Only when the blood-refining sect's light disappeared from the entrance of the hall did he summon the remaining demonic power in his body. He formed a seal with his hands and shot out several head-sized balls of light. These black balls of light contained the power of the nascent soul, which could make a core formation stage cultivator tremble. They quickly turned into a dense black fog and shrouded the only entrance of the Magic Skills Pavilion. When the other members of the Yin-Yang sect saw this, they all let out a sigh of relief and put away the heavenly devil bracelets on their heads. This kind of top-notch defensive spiritual magic treasure had consumed an astonishing amount of demonic power. After Su Junwen finished casting the spell, he lightly said, "You Fian Daiming, open this silver light barrier." If I'm not wrong, this barrier is the same as the one protecting the pure, true demonic water. 2 Yuan jade pendants will be able to remove it. Yes, Senior Brother Su. A tall man and a woman responded and took out their Yuan jade pendants. They began to activate them. The demonic power in their bodies was greatly depleted, and they could barely activate the Yuan jade pendants. Soon, under the 2 milky white lights of the jade pendants, the small silver barrier gradually melted. 3 jade slips emitting a faint light quietly floated in front of everyone. Su Junwen raised his eyebrows. This Magic Skills Pavilion is so big, but there are only 3 jade slips. They even used a special barrier to protect them. What is the Yuan sect's purpose? Are they guarding against someone? This thought flashed through his mind. Then he stretched out his right hand, and the 3 jade slips slowly flew towards him. But at this moment, suddenly, an extremely strong demonic power fluctuation came from the void. A faint black illusory palm appeared out of thin air and grabbed the 3 jade slips below. The tall man and woman closest to the illusory palm felt the remnant demonic power in their bodies begin to tremble the moment the palm appeared. They unconsciously stepped back with disbelief and fear in their eyes. The power of the nascent soul. Su Junwen had already sensed something when the mana fluctuations appeared. He pushed his palm forward, and an extremely dense black mana ball mixed with powerful yang energy shot out, rushing straight towards the illusory palm in the air. The illusory hand seemed to have been prepared for this. With a slight tremble, it transformed into 2 identical hands. The power of the nascent soul was exactly the same as well. One of the palms clenched into a fist and blasted towards Su Junwen's black ball, while the other continued to grab the jade slip. Su Junwen snorted coldly. He quickly formed a mysterious hand seal, and the black balls that shot out quickly split into 2, 3. In the blink of an eye, there were 6 black balls of mana. Each of them contained powerful nascent soul stage power. 2 of them blasted toward an illusory palm, while the other 4 shot toward the jade slip. The transformation of the illusory palm and the black balls was completed in a flash. A large amount of Dharma aura mixed with nascent soul stage power filled the core of the demonic arts pavilion. The 4 demonic cultivators of the Yin-Yang sect who didn't have any special treasures to defend themselves could barely circulate their mana under the influence of the powerful nascent soul stage power. They could only watch the 2 sides fight in a daze, unable to interfere at all. In the face of Su Junwen's black balls, a faint chuckle sounded in the air. The illusory palm that was originally transparent solidified at a speed visible to the naked eye, turning into two large, purplish-black palms. Clear demonic patterns appeared on the palms, and the pressure they exuded increased dramatically. The purplish-black palm crushed the two black balls, and the palm that was grabbing the jade slips sped up, quickly grabbing 3 jade slips. Su Junwen's remaining 4 black balls collided with the palms. It was as if they had collided with a metal plate, and they disappeared with a dull sound. After the purplish-black palm destroyed the black balls, it faded at a speed visible to the naked eye and gradually became transparent. The 3 jade slips also disappeared as if they had never been there. Su Junwen quickly turned around and squinted his eyes at the entrance of the demonic arts pavilion. At the same time, the remaining demonic chi in his body circulated rapidly. The black fog at the entrance trembled violently, and a nascent soul stage power inside quickly gathered. Rumble! An enormous bang resounded as the black mist suddenly exploded apart, and it transformed into a terrifying and shapeless fluctuation that swept towards the surroundings. It obliterated the expanse of shattered wood on the ground, and there was even a light, muffled groan that resounded from space. Su Junwen's expression was cold. He took a step forward and appeared 100 feet away. In a few steps, he arrived at the entrance. He stretched out his hand and grabbed the 2 jade slips, and then he fell into deep thought as he gazed at the completely empty entrance. Seeing Su Junwen standing motionless at the entrance, a demonic chi cultivator from the Yin-Yang sect couldn't help but ask, Senior Brother Su. That was Su Junwen didn't answer. Instead, a pitch-black scimitar magic treasure flew out from his body. A surge of nascent soul stage power flowed within it, emitting a powerful pressure. Su Junwen placed the scimitar at the entrance. Strands of black silk spewed out from the scimitar like a spider web, covering the entire entrance. Su Junwen was still a bit worried, so he took out a few more formation discs and set up a few more defensive restrictions under the flickering demonic light. After doing all this, his expression relaxed. He turned to look at the other disciples of the Yin-Yang sect and sighed. I didn't think that one of the 5 people from the blood refining sect would have a demonic seed orb. This person hid very well. His cultivation method is strange, and he seems to be proficient in illusions. He has been here all this time. Just now, he used the demonic seed orb's power to steal the jade slips when my demonic energy wasn't abundant. Hearing this, the demonic chi cultivators from the Yin-Yang sect couldn't help but look at each other with fear in their eyes. There were only 5 demonic chi cultivators from the blood refining sect who followed them into the demonic technique pavilion. The strongest one, Ma Jie, wasn't among them. However, among these 5 people, there were actually 2 who could display the power of a nascent soul stage cultivator. It could be seen that the strength of the blood refining sect was hidden deeply. If it weren't for this enigmatic senior brother Su in front of them, they would have been annihilated long ago. Su Junwen's expression turned cold. It's a pity that this guy underestimated me. Even with the demonic seed orb's power, he only managed to steal 1 jade slip. Then, he looked at the terrified disciples and said, All right, don't worry. The demonic chi cultivators from the blood refining sect who used the demonic seed orb won't be able to use it again for a while. I still have a lot of nascent soul stage energy in my body. I can definitely fight him. After saying this, Su Junwen threw out a few devil stones and instructed, Hurry up and recover your demonic energy. If a battle breaks out later, just use the heavenly demonic bracelet to defend yourself. Yes, Senior Brother Su. The 4 demonic cultivators from the Yin-Yang sect obediently accepted the devil stones and began to recover their devil chi. This was the center of the secret realm, and the devil chi was extremely dense. With the help of the devil stones, the time it took for them to recover their devil chi was greatly reduced. Su Junwen also held 2 devil stones in his hand and began to circulate his yin-yang demonic illusion technique. If he had enough demonic energy, that mysterious person wouldn't have been able to steal a single jade slip. While circulating his technique, Su Junwen's divine sense entered the jade slip in his hand. Immediately after, his pupils shrank, and he revealed a look of ecstasy. It's the demonic illusion technique. Su Junwen's body trembled with excitement. His main purpose in entering the secret realm was to find this top-grade demonic art. With this demonic art, his yin-yang demonic illusion technique could be transformed into the yin-yang demonic illusion technique. In the future, it would be very possible for him to break through to the soul formation stage. Something's not right. This demonic art is poles apart from the current demonic arts. It seems to have many flaws, as if it was just created. Chapter 785. While the demon cultivators of the yin-yang sect were recovering their devil energy in the demonic technique pavilion, the seven fiends and the demon cultivators of the blood refinement sect were also circulating their cultivation methods in the devil refinement cave. Powerful devil energy surged in the cave. Of the 9 class 7 devil zombies at the outermost perimeter, only one was left soaking in the pit. The remaining 8 pits were empty. The storage bracelets inside had been divided among the demon cultivators of the 2 sections. The corpses of the dead devil zombies had also disappeared. It was clear that the demon cultivators of the 2 sects had kept the corpses of these top-grade devil zombies as precious materials. After a long time, the demonic cultivators in the cave gradually opened their eyes. Their demonic energy gradually recovered to its peak. In this devil refining cave, the demonic energy was extremely dense. The speed at which their demonic energy recovered was so fast that even they were shocked. Ma Jie slowly stood up. His eyes flashed with a peculiar expression. He looked at the last devil zombie that was soaking in the mysterious purplish-black liquid and suddenly said, "Hun Sha, there's only one devil zombie left. How should we split it?" Hun Sha raised his eyebrows and said, "Judging from Brother Ma's tone, it seems like you already have an idea." Ma Jie stood with his hands behind his back. He narrowed his eyes and said, "Give us the devil zombie's body and you can take the storage bracelets. How about that?" Hun Sha's expression darkened. He replied, "Ma Jie, you've got a good plan. Apart from devil stones, there's nothing else valuable in the storage bracelets. Compared to that, the mysterious devil zombie's body is naturally more valuable." Ma Jie shook his head and said, "It depends on the number of devil stones. The 4 storage bracelets that we've obtained have about 10,000 devil stones in each. I'm sure you have about the same amount. How can you say that there's no value in having so many devil stones? Moreover, your 7 Fiend sect doesn't have a top-grade zombie refinement technique. Instead of taking this devil zombie back, why don't you get more devil stones to increase your strength? Isn't that better?" Hun Sha snorted coldly and said, "Ma Jie, don't forget that although we're working together, our sects are still enemies. If we give you another devil zombie's body, we'll have another top-grade bronze-armored corpse to fight in the future." Ma Jie couldn't help but chuckle when he heard this. "Brother Hun Sha, you're underestimating the art of refining corpses. The corpses under our sect's expert in refining corpses are captured from the abyss of death. They're all bronze-armored corpses filled with yin energy. The bodies of the demonic corpses here are filled with strange demonic energy. If we bring them back, we can only provide them for the elders of the sect to study. If we want to refine them into corpses, I'm afraid the difficulty is similar to creating a cultivation technique." Ma Jie noticed Han Sha's indifferent expression and continued, "I think that devil stones are more important to fellow Taoists. With such a large amount of devil stones, you're entirely capable of exchanging them for some treasures in the outside world and greatly improving your strength." At this point, Ma Jie looked at Han Sha meaningfully. "As for the enmity between us, the blood refining sect isn't your enemy for the time being." The first few sentences were fine, but when Ma Jie said the last sentence, Hun Sha's pupil shrank. The other 7 fiends were confused. Hun Sha's expression was gloomy. He didn't say anything and sent a voice transmission instead. "Ma Jie, what do you mean by that?" Ma Jie was expressionless as he replied through voice transmission. "Back then, I was from the same generation as your 7 fiends, true monarch. I've dealt with them countless times, so I'm naturally familiar with the secrets of the Seven Fiends' true devil technique. The Seven Fiends sect has been established for tens of thousands of years, but there have only ever been seven Fiends true monarchs. I'm sure you've already guessed the reason: Hun Sha. The other 6 Fiends looked at the silent Hun Sha and Ma Jie. Naturally, they could tell that the two were communicating through voice transmission. They couldn't help but remember Ma Jie's words. Hun Sha's expression changed slightly. After a moment of silence, he raised 3 fingers and said, 3 storage bracelets in exchange for the corpse of the last demonic corpse. The corner of Ma Jie's mouth curled up slightly. Deal. Hun Sha nodded. With a wave of his hand, the blood oath demon tablet that glowed with blood-red light flew out from the storage bag at his waist. Then, they each cast their arts and placed restrictions on each other through the blood oath demon tablet. Ma Jie casually tossed 2 storage bracelets to Hun Sha when he sensed the restrictions in his soul. I'll give you 2 first. After we kill the last demonic corpse, all of you can take the last one from the pit. Hun Sha caught the storage bracelets. He looked at the puzzled eyes of the other 7 fiends and sent a voice transmission. Once we get the bracelets from the pit, each of us will be given a storage bracelet. Such a large number of demon stones will greatly increase our strength. Earth Fiend was a straightforward person. He couldn't help but send a voice transmission. Senior brother, what Ma Jie said just now, I'll explain everything to you when the secret realm is about to end. For now, let's deal with the demonic corpse. Hun Sha's expression turned cold as he sent a voice transmission. When Earth Fiend and the others heard this, they could only temporarily suppress their doubts. All right, get into formation. Prepare to awaken the last demonic corpse. Under Hun Sha's guidance, the 7 fiends moved slightly. At the same time, a faint nascent soul power gradually condensed in their bodies. They had already used this method 4 times. It could be said that they were very familiar with it. At this moment, the 7 of them were about 20 feet deeper than they were at the beginning. According to Hun Sha's speculation, this distance combined with some nascent soul power was just enough to awaken the last demonic corpse in the periphery. Sure enough, when the 7 fiends' nascent soul power appeared, the 9th demonic corpse showed a trace of life. The purplish-black liquid inside also began to gather in the demonic corpse's body. The 3 demonic corpses in the middle layer and the one in the deepest layer did not show any unusual movements. Sensing this, the 7 fiends heaved a sigh of relief. What they were most worried about was awakening the demonic corpse in the middle layer. According to their speculation, the 3 demonic corpses in the middle layer were at least at the peak of the 7th level. Those demonic corpses were probably the same powerful existences that the previous 7 fiends encountered. As for the one in the deepest layer, they didn't even dare to imagine what kind of terrifying demonic corpse it was. Therefore, when the 7 fiends and Ma Jie joined forces, they had discussed that they would only deal with the 9 demonic corpses in the outermost layer. They would not risk awakening the one in the middle layer. Just as the liquid in the demonic corpse pit gradually decreased and the 2 sects were preparing to fight, a phantom suddenly flashed in the depths of the cave. A storage bracelet suddenly flew out of the liquid in the innermost layer of the pit and scattered a lot of black liquid outside. Immediately after, a trace of magic power appeared in the depths of the cave. The people in the cave were all late core formation realm demonic cultivators with powerful consciousness. The appearance of magic power in the cave with dense demonic chi was extremely unexpected to them. The moment the magic power appeared, the 7 fiends' expressions changed drastically. They immediately thought of the monster they encountered in the demonic swamp. Previously, when they entered the chaotic valley, they saw that monster with an extremely powerful physical body. It was also activating the Yuan Jade pendant in an attempt to teleport in. The appearance of the magic power meant that the monster that forced them to break through to the late core formation realm was also in the devil refining cave. They and the people from the blood refining sect had not noticed it. Not good. Hun Sha and Ma Jie exclaimed at the same time. Chapter 786. What kind of demonic zombie is this? It has such a powerful aura even before it awakens. The stench of corpses in the air is getting stronger. The liquid is sinking much slower than the demonic zombies outside. We have enough time to retreat. Oh no, the demonic zombie outside has awakened so quickly. Under the influence of the inexplicable aura of the demonic zombie in the deepest part, the demonic zombie outside absorbed the liquid at a much faster rate. It suddenly woke up and jumped out of the hole with great agility. Its red and violent eyes stared at the 7 fiends who were emitting the power of the nascent soul stage. Hun Sha came back to his senses and quickly led the other 7 fiends to withdraw their nascent soul stage power. Their Dharma treasures appeared one by one and formed into a halberd. At the same time, he transmitted his voice to Ma Jia. Ma Jia, hurry up and help us get rid of this demonic zombie. We still have an enemy hiding in the dark, and he is not weak. Ma Jia also felt the aura of the demonic energy and knew that there was still a cultivator in this cave. Moreover, the enemy who could hide from him was definitely not weak. Therefore, he activated his demonic blood power, and a blood-red long sword shot out from his body. It emitted an aura that was not inferior to the combined Dharma treasure of the 7 fiends. It was a powerful Dharma treasure that Ma Jia had nurtured for hundreds of years and had reached the mature stage. The other demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect also surged their demonic energy and were ready to attack. However, Chun Hao, who was proficient in the true demonic lightning-controlling true spell, had a look of fear in his eyes. He transmitted his voice, Supreme Demon, Senior Brother Ma. I remember now. This lightning element aura is the terrifying guy we encountered before. Supreme Demon heard him and recalled the aura just now. His expression changed drastically as he said, "That's right, Senior Brother Ma. It's the mysterious cultivator who killed Song Li." Ma Jia heard the two's transmission, and his blood-red longsword trembled slightly. "Is it the nascent soul stage cultivator you encountered when you were saving Song Li?" "That's right. Lightning element aura. Chun Hao, will never forget it." A serious look flashed in Ma Jia's eyes. "Be on your guard. Judging from Hun Sha's tone, the 7 fiends have encountered this person before." Hun Sha said this person is not weak. He obviously wants us to suffer. The liquid of the demonic zombie in the depths is slow. It will take some time before it wakes up. After we eliminate this demonic zombie, we will retreat. Yes, Senior Brother. Soon after, the blood-refining sect's members launched their own attacks at the demonic zombies fighting the 7 evil spirits. But right at this moment, an intense purple light suddenly shone from the depths of the cave. A middle stage, core formation lightning ball exploded in the air. The purple halo illuminated a burly figure. This was a bald man with an abnormally strong physique. His right hand gripped the gray rock at the top of the cave, and the veins on his bare arm bulged. It seemed that he was using the strength of his arm to support his body weight. His feet were pressed against 2 protrusions of the rock. He was wearing a close-fitting black scale armor, outlining his sturdy muscles. The bald man's left arm was hanging by his side. The large fist at the front of his arm was badly mutilated, with scattered lightning flashing faintly. Through the gaps between his fingers, the outline of a jade storage bracelet could be vaguely seen. Damn it, I didn't expect the mutated blood essence liquid to be so strange. This person was naturally Lu Kuan. He looked at his exposed body and felt very unlucky. Just now, he had taken advantage of the 7 evil spirits activating their nascent souls to attract the last demonic zombie to attack the deepest part of the cave. Lu Kuan pushed his physical body's speed to the limit. His left hand quickly picked up the storage bracelet that was immersed in the black liquid. In his mind, even if the demonic zombie with the sinister bone spurs woke up, he could continue to hide with the 7 evil spirits activating their nascent souls, attracting it. But he didn't expect that this incomparably black, mysterious liquid was actually blood essence demonic energy. After this strange parasite-like energy came into contact with Lu Kuan's incomparably strong body, It immediately stuck to him like a cat smelling fish. Fortunately, Lu Kuan's hand speed was fast enough. Only a dozen drops of black blood essence demonic energy remained on his left hand. These blood essence demonic energy liquid desperately tried to burrow into Lu Kuan's palm. Although his physical body could resist ordinary magic treasures, it seemed to be unable to resist the invasion of blood essence demonic energy. In a breath's time, the black liquid had burrowed into his palm and was even trying to penetrate into Lu Kuan's bones. Lu Kuan was very familiar with the characteristics of blood essence demonic energy. He hurriedly mobilized the magic power in his body and relied on a large amount of thunder attribute energy to forcibly eliminate this bit of blood essence demonic energy. However, this black blood essence demonic energy contained demonic energy, chaotic blood essence, and colding energy. It was extremely resistant to his thunder attribute magic power. At the same time that the blood essence demonic energy was eliminated, a surge of terrifying annihilation energy erupted and blasted his palm into a bloody mess. Even the spirituality of the bones in his left hand was damaged. Because of this, his body was exposed. Looking at his bloody left hand and the many spiritual senses that surrounded him, as well as the terrifying demonic zombie that was gradually revealing its body from the liquid, Lu Kuan made a decision in an instant. He narrowed his eyes and released his right hand that was gripping the top of the rock. At the same time, his leg muscles trembled as he kicked off the rock wall. He transferred the rebound force from his leg muscles to his right arm. His palm turned into a knife and slashed downwards with a terrifying force of 150,000 kilograms. 3 blinding yellow beams shot out from the tip of his knife. At this instant, Hun Sha, who had the strongest perception in the distance, revealed a puzzled expression. He sensed a powerful, baneful aura in the 3 yellow beams. It was somewhat similar to their 7 Evils sect's top-grade Ashen Demon Ball. Boom! 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 The 3 yellow beams blasted into the head of the demonic zombie that had just emerged from the liquid in an instant. There was a loud explosion as powerful shockwaves spread in all directions. This bastard, the demonic cultivators who were fighting in the distance, all cursed. This attack was not inferior to any peak core formation cultivator. It did not surprise the demonic cultivators in the distance. This was because both the 7 Evils and the demonic cultivators of the Blood Demon sect knew that Lu Kuan had an attack that was comparable to a nascent soul stage cultivator. What they were angry about was that this guy actually took the initiative to attack the terrifying demonic zombie. If it woke up early, they would be in great danger of escaping. Thinking of this, everyone spread out a portion of their spiritual senses and probed into the depths of the cave. They saw that the surface of the black liquid in the pit had become even lower due to the remaining power of the attack. They did not know if it was due to the pressure of the attack, or if the demonic zombie had accelerated its absorption of the liquid. The lowering of the liquid caused the hideous body with many bone spikes to be revealed. The head that was covered in purplish-black scales did not show any signs of injury after receiving Lu Kuan's attack. The peak core formation level attack seemed to have no effect. Just as everyone was observing with their spiritual senses, the demonic zombie suddenly opened its eyes that were covered in purplish-black scales, revealing a pair of blood-red eyes. The depths of those eyes were filled with confusion, and its body remained motionless. As the demonic zombie opened its eyes, everyone in the cave felt the demonic energy in their bodies tremble. A strange shockwave that they had never felt before spread out in all directions. Aside from the trembling of their demonic energy, their bodies also felt weak and powerless. This strange and terrifying shockwave was a bit like the power of a nascent soul, but it was also somewhat similar. The demonic zombie that had just awakened and was fighting in the periphery happened to be blocking the attacks of the Moonlight Witch's twin blades. Its originally confused eyes immediately became clear after receiving the shockwave. At the same time, the demonic zombie seemed to have received some kind of boost. Its offensive and defensive power instantly rose to a whole new level. In addition, the demonic zombie was greatly affected by the attacks of the two sects, allowing it to block the first wave of attacks. Crap, the demonic zombie in the middle is also reacting. Chapter 787. After the 7 evil spirits and the demonic cultivators from the blood-refining sect, since the movements of the 3 demonic zombies in the middle, their complexions greatly changed and the magic treasures in their hands slightly trembled. At this time, the thought of running away emerged in everyone's mind. The demonic zombie in the deepest part of the cave emitted a strange fluctuation that reduced their combat strength. At the same time, it also increased the combat strength of the last demonic zombie in front of them. If the 3 demonic zombies in the middle woke up, Magia and the 7 evil spirits might not be able to deal with them even if they went all out. Not to mention, there is also a strange male cultivator with pseudo-nascent soul strength nearby. Just as these thoughts flashed through everyone's minds, Lu Kuan's burly figure suddenly appeared behind the demonic zombie in the periphery, whose combat strength had greatly increased. At this time, his right arm had doubled in size. The muscles on it were like crisscrossing steel bars. Thick blue veins could be seen on it, making it look extremely ferocious. At the same time, a terrifying pressure overflowed. Lu Kuan seemed to be helping the demonic cultivators from the 2 sects in battle. Upon seeing this scene, the demonic cultivators quickly recalled their magic treasures and placed them in front of them to defend. Whether it was the 7 evil spirits or the demonic cultivators from the blood-refining sect, they all knew that this guy's top divine ability, which was comparable to a nascent soul stage's attack, was displayed by this ferocious giant arm. Therefore, they were very vigilant. The last demonic zombie in the periphery had greatly increased its reaction under the support of the inexplicable fluctuations in the cave. It immediately discovered Lu Kuan and quickly turned around to attack. Lu Kuan's figure was as fast as lightning. His speed was so fast that he left behind afterimages. He easily dodged the demonic zombie's sharp claws and stuck close to its back. His huge palm accurately pinched most of the demonic zombie's head. The terrifying strength caused the demonic zombie's scaleless head to creak. Roar! The demonic zombie's eyes were bloodshot. It tried to swing its arms with sharp claws backward. Unfortunately, its limbs had limited range of motion. Even if it swung its arms backward, its range of motion was even smaller than that of an ordinary person. It couldn't catch Lu Kuan, who was right behind it. Lu Kuan had been observing the battle of the demonic zombies, and with his understanding of zombies, he knew that these guys had poor flexibility in their joints and were at a huge disadvantage compared to him in terms of movement. Feeling the hardness of the skull in his hand, Lu Kuan snorted coldly in his heart. Then he turned his arm around and used a tremendous force to turn the skull. Due to the demonic zombie's powerful defense and rigid body, its neck was as hard as a magic treasure, so it was naturally impossible to twist it. It was also because of this that turning its head would cause the demonic zombie's body to turn around. Boom! With this move, Lu Kuan directly pressed the demonic zombie's face to the ground. In order to resist the demonic zombie's resistance, his left arm also expanded at the same time. Both of his palms pressed against the back of the demonic zombie's head. The demonic zombie was pressed to the ground by the tremendous force of the 2 arms. Due to the limitation of its joints, its sharp claws, which were as strong as a magic treasure at the mature stage, could only wave helplessly on the ground of the broken dragon rock, making ear-piercing sounds of friction. Then, Lu Kuan's body sank. His thick legs kicked the ground hard, and his arms pressed against the demonic zombie's head as he rushed out of the cave. Boom! Under the effect of the strength of his arms and legs, the demonic zombie's head was pressed to the ground and rubbed fiercely against the harder broken dragon rock, causing sparks to fly. Almost in the blink of an eye, Lu Kuan rushed out of the cave with the demonic zombie that was struggling in vain, leaving a trail of purple-black blood. Only a few seconds had passed since Lu Kuan attacked the demonic zombie and disappeared at the entrance of the cave. The simple and violent battle left Mason and the others dumbfounded. Under the influence of the demonic zombie's aura, the demonic zombie's combat ability had skyrocketed. However, it was easily pressed to the ground by the mysterious muscular man without any chance to counterattack. They had killed 8 demonic zombies at the periphery of the cave. They knew very well that the demonic zombies at the periphery of the cave were definitely stronger than the average peak core formation stage cultivators. Their physical strength was also greater than that of level 7 demonic zombies, and their speed was extremely fast. Therefore, they were even more wary of Lu Kuan. Lu Kuan's lightning-fast attack also made them realize the weakness of the demonic zombies' joints. However, with the way they fought, they couldn't take advantage of it, even if they knew it. Damn it, the guy has escaped. Let's retreat too. Mason looked at Lu Kuan, who had disappeared, and suddenly realized that the muscular man seemed to be helping them kill the demonic zombie. But in fact, he had taken the opportunity to escape and take the corpse of the demonic zombie with him. Hearing Mason's words, the others finally woke up from their daze. Hunsha didn't say anything. He and the 7 evil spirits performed a joint attack and activated the power of the nascent soul stage to suppress the restrictive force in the cave. They turned into a gray ball of light and shot out of the cave in the blink of an eye, passing the people of the blood-refining clan. Damn it. Mason gritted his teeth and growled. A large amount of blood-red, demonic light emitted from his body and enveloped everyone. This was an inexplicable ability from the blood demon art. It seemed to be able to resist the restrictive force in the cave as well. He flew out with the people of the blood-refining clan. However, his flying speed was still a lot slower than the 7 evil spirits. By the time they flew out of the cave and entered the passageway of the broken dragon stone, the 7 evil spirits and Lu Kuan had already disappeared. As soon as the demonic cultivators of the blood-refining clan left, the last drop of black liquid in the deepest part of the demonic zombie pit disappeared. A huge demonic zombie covered in hideous bone spikes lay quietly in the pit. Its entire body was covered in thick purplish-black scales. The hideous bone spikes on its knee and elbow joints were several feet long. Even the finger joints and toe joints had spikes that were several inches long. This huge demonic zombie was 10 feet tall. Its entire body was like a terrifying weapon that would strike fear into anyone who looked at it. After the black liquid completely entered its body, the vacant look in the huge demonic zombie's eyes dissipated. The red color in its eyes also receded, revealing a pair of pitch-black pupils. It clapped its palms slightly, and its body slowly floated up like a feather, as if it was weightless. It stood in the void above the pit, while strange fluctuations surged around its body. It seemed to be unaffected by the restrictive force in the cave. The demonic zombie looked at the 3-headed demonic zombie that was still absorbing the black liquid in front of it. Its eyes showed some confusion as it murmured, "Where is this place? Who am I?" If the demonic cultivators of the 2 sects were still here, they would definitely be terrified. Although the zombies of the bronze armored zombie level had their minds opened, they couldn't speak human language. Only the legendary silver armored zombie could communicate with human language like a human. The silver armored zombie was equivalent to a nascent soul cultivator. After speaking human language, the demonic zombie seemed to have fallen into some kind of painful memory. It held its head with both hands and let out a painful howl. Its body also fell from the air to the ground of the pit. The purple-black scales on its face were twisted together as if it was very uncomfortable. It couldn't help but raise its thick and solid arms, clench its bony fists, and crazily hammer the ground. Boom, boom. A terrifying coercion spread out from its fists and spread in all directions. Under such bombardment, a slight crack appeared on the ground built by the dragon snapping stone. The 3 demonic zombies that were absorbing the purple-black liquid seemed to have sensed something, and their absorption speed became faster and faster. In a few breaths of time, the liquid was sucked dry, revealing the same bony bodies. However, the length of the bony spurs and the size of the body of these 3 demonic zombies were one size smaller than the giant demonic zombie. Their bodies also didn't have that strange fluctuation. Soon, these 3 demonic zombies opened their red eyes. Different from the demonic zombies in the periphery, their eyes flashed with a lively color. As soon as they woke up, they seemed to be very clear-headed. I remember, I'm an elder of Yuan School, the genius who founded the demonic zombie body refining technique. My name is Hong Yintian. As the demonic zombie talked to itself, a black light circulated on its purple-black scales, and a huge, imposing aura soared into the sky. Roar! Chapter 788. Ma Jie led the Supreme Demon and the others through the passageway of Broken Dragon Rock. His expression was grim when he sensed the tremors and terrifying roars coming from the cave behind him. The 7 evil spirits could use their nascent soul power to escape, but he couldn't use the demonic seed orb. The demonic seed orb was a one-time use treasure. The nascent soul power in it would disappear once it was used up. The nascent soul power of the 7 evil spirits, on the other hand, could be used repeatedly as long as all 7 of them were present. Therefore, the demonic seed orb could only be used at the most critical moment or as a deterrent against the demonic cultivators of the 7 evil spirits and the Yin-Yang sect. Those demonic zombies have all awakened. Their speed on the ground is astonishing. They can catch up to us at any time. Be prepared to attack. Don't let the demonic zombies get close to you. Ma Jie said in a low voice. Yes, senior brother. However, the Supreme Demon's eyes flashed with eagerness. Senior brother Ma, senior sister Jean, and the others might be waiting for us outside. With the help of the 7 evil spirits, we might be able to fight them. Ma Jie said with a grim expression. Supreme Demon, I know your attack power has increased greatly. The others are also much stronger than the team from 300 years ago. Even so, the blood refining sect can only deal with 2 top-level demonic zombies at most. Besides the 3 top-level demonic generals, there's also a giant demonic zombie in the depths that has awakened. The feeling I get from that demonic zombie is almost the same as that of a nascent soul cultivator, or even stronger. I'm afraid I won't be its match even if I activate the demonic seed orb. The others couldn't help but look at each other. Roar! At this moment, several ferocious roars came from behind them. At the same time, everyone felt the air around them tighten. Their escape lights were bound in midair by an invisible force. The escape lights, activated by the blood demon, arts quickly dimmed under the influence of this force. Everyone's protective spiritual light squeaked under the influence of this force. The demonic power in their bodies was somewhat stagnant. When Ma Jie sensed this force, he was horrified to find that his blood demonic power was greatly suppressed. The flow of demonic power was also blocked. In that split second, a pitch-black ball appeared in Lieutenant Mason's hand. A surge of nascent soul power gushed out of the ball, nourishing the demonic blood power in his body and making it active again. Lieutenant, Colonel, 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 Lieutenant, Colonel Light. At the same time, the crimson light began to fill up again, and bursts of nascent soul power began to circulate within it. The terrifying invisible force in the surroundings seemed to have been vanquished by the power of the nascent soul stage and disappeared without a trace, relieving the pressure on the blood-refining sect cultivators. Following that, Ma Jie's light flashed, and he shot out of the passageway at a speed that was even faster than that of the 7 evil spirits. Not long after the blood-refining sect cultivators fled, a huge purplish-black figure flashed past them. It was the tall and burly demonic zombie leader with sinister-looking spikes all over its body. A hint of surprise flashed through the demonic zombie leader's eyes. It shrugged its scaly nose and stuck out its barbed black tongue to lick its lips. There really is a core formation stage demonic cultivator here. To think that he's able to use the power of a nascent soul. He'll be a great tonic for me after I awaken. Then, it wrinkled the scales on its face and muttered to itself, but I can't sense the aura that awakened me here. What's that aura? How can it make the blood essence and demonic power in my body so thirsty? While the demonic zombie leader was lost in thought, the other 3 demonic zombies arrived behind it. Their noses twitched as if they had also smelled the aura of a demonic cultivator, and they let out excited growls. The demonic zombie leader looked at the other demonic zombies and smirked. Judging from the aura here, more than 10 core formation stage demonic cultivators have been here. This means that the cave's restrictions have been broken. It seems that not only will we be able to eat our fill, but we'll also be able to see the light of day again. While speaking, a formless fluctuation emerged from the demon zombie leader's body, enveloping the 3 peak level 7 demon zombies, causing their bodies to float slightly. The soles of their feet were neither close nor far from the ground, as if they were weightless as feathers. Roar! The 3 demonic zombies roared in excitement. They stomped their feet and turned into 3 phantoms that rushed out of the cave. Their speed wasn't much slower than Magi's. The devil zombie leader emitted a bizarre fluctuation. Like a high-level immortal cultivator, it rose into the air, and its seemingly bloated and enormous body disappeared from its original location, creating a series of whistling sounds in the air. Magi's face was as calm as still water. He did his best to control the power of his nascent soul and led the blood-refining sect cultivators out of the devil-refining cave. Senior Brother Ma is out. Senior Brother used the demonic seed orb. Ma Jie glanced around and saw Zhan Yu and the other 5 demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect standing on the left side of the devil-refining cave's arch door. The 7 evil spirits were wrapped in a gray shield and stood on the right side, not far away. As for the mysterious burly man, he didn't run away either. Instead, he stood on the square with his arms crossed and looked at them with interest. This person has the guts to stay here. Isn't he afraid that we'll kill him together? No, the restrictions on the square. As soon as Lieutenant Colonel, a huge silver light curtain had appeared outside the Jade Square without them noticing. It was emitting waves of energy that made one's heart palpitate. It was like an inverted jade bowl that trapped the entire square. The aura of this light curtain was completely different from the ones they encountered in the secret realm. It seemed to be a powerful restriction that contained offensive power. Ma Jie hurriedly asked, "Zhan Yu, is the square sealed?" Zhan Yu replied, "Senior Brother Ma, as soon as we came out of the demonic technique pavilion, we found an additional restriction here. We can't break it with our attacks." Ma Jie's expression changed drastically when he heard this. Then, a few formation plates that emitted special waves of energy appeared in his hand. He activated the blood demonic energy that contained the power of a nascent soul and scattered it around the arch door. In just a few breaths of time, a blood-red restriction light curtain enveloped the arch door. The powerful waves of energy that surged from the restriction shocked the other demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect. A trapping formation that required the power of a nascent soul was obviously at the level of a nascent soul. As soon as Ma Jie finished setting up the blood-red restriction, 3 demonic zombies covered in purplish-black scales appeared. They were stunned when they saw the restriction. Then, they waved their sharp claws and attacked the restriction light curtain. Rays of red and black light flickered, and the light curtain began to tremble violently. However, judging from the aura on it, it wouldn't be broken in a short time. The corner of Hun Sha's mouth twitched when he saw this. He thought that it was a close call. Fortunately, he was alert enough to leave the devil-refining cave first. If Ma Jie came out first, they might have been trapped inside. Even if they could break a trapping formation of this level, it would take them a lot of time, and they would be forced to fight with the terrifying demonic zombies inside. Hun Sha, don't just stand there. Use whatever you have. These 3 are peak level 7 demonic zombies. The last giant demonic zombie is even at the nascent soul stage. We have to trap them first. Hun Sha hesitated for a moment when he heard this. Then, he took out a small gray ball the size of a watermelon. Then, he guided the 7 evil spirits to activate the demonic energy that contained the power of a nascent soul. Under the activation of the power of a nascent soul, the gray ball spewed out a large amount of gray threads that formed a dense net. It landed outside the arch door, and a terrifying, murderous aura soared into the sky. high-level gray murderous threads. The appearance of the gray threads eased Ma Jie's tense expression. The high-level gray murderous threads were the 7 evil, true demon lords' top divine ability. Other than being able to corrupt Dharma treasures, it also had a powerful trapping effect. Even nascent soul stage cultivator would be trapped for a while after being entangled by a large amount of high-level gray murderous threads. Rongjingqi, you're proficient in illusions. Set up another layer of illusions on the outermost layer. Ma Jie still felt that it was a little inappropriate. He asked Rongjingqi, a demonic cultivator who cultivated the illusory demonic mother-child technique, to set up another layer of illusions. In his opinion, illusions might work wonders on the demonic zombies since their minds were unstable. The blood demon sky annihilation formation that he obtained from the sect's Grand Elder might be able to trap a top-level demonic zombie for a while. However, it was hard to say whether it would work on the leader of the demonic zombies. Chapter 789. Lu Kuan stood at the edge of the square and watched the demonic cultivators from the 2 sects get busy. Earlier, he had used the power of arms to crush the head of the 7th-level demonic zombie. After collecting the corpse, he used the speed of his body to arrive at the square before the 7 evil spirits. Filled with magic power, he was naturally recognized by Fei Mo. After all, he had once killed Song Li in front of Fei Mo out of fear of Lu Kuan. These people didn't attack. They allowed Lu Kuan to flash to the edge of the square. Lu Kuan crossed his arms and watched Ma Jie's actions quietly. He sneered in his heart. The scales on its head can withstand my fingernail explosion. Its body is definitely comparable to the body of the Demon King at the bottom of the sea. Although I don't know how the demonic energy is combined with the Demon King's body, I'm afraid that ordinary nascent soul stage cultivators are no match for it. The Demon King's level is equivalent to the soul formation stage. These core formation stage demonic cultivators can't even break its scales. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed. He gathered the demonic energy in his body into his bones and scanned the restriction behind him with his divine sense. The aura and changes of this silver restriction are very similar to that of the Demon Spirit Island. No, it's exactly the same as the Demon Spirit Island that appeared overseas. It seems that the Demon Spirit token can open it. While Lu Kuan was pondering, the Fa Li in his body moved slightly, and a concealment spell covered his body. With the help of the black spirit armor, his body became faintly discernible, and his breath became even more difficult to detect. However, before he could hide his body, 2 demonic arrows shot towards Lu Kuan. One of the blood-red arrows was extremely cold and contained an astonishing chill. The other one was extremely black and was filled with the power of the nascent soul, which made the mana in his body tremble. Sensing the 2 arrows, Lu Kuan's half-hidden face darkened. He exerted force with his legs and dodged the 2 arrows. His body flashed and completely disappeared in the process. The 2 arrows also noticed the enemy's disappearance and quickly collided at Lu Kuan's original position. The black and red light shone brightly and turned into a thick fog that spread in all directions. This dark red fog was filled with bone-chilling cold air. A large amount of frost appeared on the jade ground in the blink of an eye. Lu Kuan's burly figure quickly reappeared in the thick blood-red fog. He looked at his feet, which were frozen by the blood-red frost, and a look of astonishment appeared on his face. It was as if he had not expected the fog to spread so quickly, and that it contained such a powerful freezing power. He looked up and saw that Ma Jie was standing side by side with Zhang Lu, the mid-core formation stage Blood Devil. Several Blood Devil arrows were floating in front of them. The other demonic cultivators of the Blood Devil sect were also looking at Lu Kuan with cautious expressions. Clearly, they had already communicated in secret to prevent him from hiding again. Even the 7 evil spirits at the side had activated their magic treasures. Their divine senses were locked onto Lu Kuan. Ma Jie narrowed his eyes and held the demonic seed orb in his hand. He said, I wonder which sect this fellow Taoist comes from. Your divine powers are amazing. You actually managed to hide in front of our two sections. I admire you. Lu Kuan saw that the two demonic cultivators of the two sect were focused on him and decided to stop hiding. He didn't seem to be afraid at all, even though he was being watched by more than 10 powerful cultivators. He said indifferently, "Rogue Cultivator Zhang, Tianbiao greets all of you." As he spoke, the muscles on his legs trembled. He broke free from the blood-colored ice, binding him with brute force. Not a single wound was left on his bare calves. Ma Jie and Zhang Li's pupils shrank at the sight. This trapping spell was a joint spell of the two blood devils. Zhang Lu cultivated a powerful ice attribute divine power, while Ma Jie also used a trace of his nascent soul power. The blood devil arrow formed by the combination of the two was also quite powerful in attack. However, it didn't seem to have caused any damage to the bald man who called himself Zhang Tianbiao. Ma Jie said in a low voice, "Fellow Taoist Zhang, your divine powers are all in your physical body. It's amazing. However, you stole the storage bracelet and the body of a demonic zombie in the depths of the Devil Cave. Shouldn't you give us an explanation?" Lu Kuan smiled and said, "The treasures in the secret realm naturally belong to the strong. However, I'm afraid that your enemy is not me, but those demonic zombies. You can't be so naive as to think that these restrictions can stop the demonic zombie leader, right?" Upon hearing Lu Kuan's words, the two demonic cultivators couldn't help but extend their divine senses to the arched door of the Devil Cave behind them. They could faintly hear violent vibrations and the roars of demonic zombies coming from the array. Lu Kuan continued, "Earlier in the Devil Refinement Cave, I'm sure all of you have already noticed that after the Devil Zombie leader awakens, it can increase the combat strength of the other Devil Zombies. If it were to attack, this layer of restriction would probably not be able to last for a moment." Ma Jie couldn't help but recall the terrifying force that filled the air in the passage. He had to rely on the demonic seed, orb, to barely escape. At the same time, he also recalled how the bald man in front of him easily subdued a demonic zombie in the periphery with his bare hands. His eyes flickered and he asked, "Fellow Taoist Zhang, what do you mean by that?" A black light flashed in Lu Kuan's hand, and a black sledgehammer that was densely covered with magic patterns appeared in his hand. Lu Kuan rested the sledgehammer on his broad shoulder. It was exuding an astonishing coercion, and the surrounding frosty fog was blown away by an invisible gust of wind. Lu Kuan said indifferently, "Naturally, I'm going to join forces with you to deal with the demonic zombies. This place is shrouded in powerful restrictions, and it's impossible to leave in a short time. You will need my help to fight the powerful demonic zombies in this limited space." A hint of interest flashed through Ma Jie's eyes. The most terrifying thing about the devilish zombies was their incredible speed on the ground, as well as their powerful defensive and offensive prowess. This bald man also possessed the same fearsome speed and physical prowess, and he could unleash the power of a pseudo-nascent soul stage cultivator. He could definitely help them keep the devilish zombies at bay. Lu Kuan looked at Ma Jie's interested expression and then looked at Hun Sha, who was the leader of the 7 evil spirits. He shook the heaven hammer on his shoulder and said, "Fellow Taoist Hun Sha, we've fought before. You should know my strength very well." Before Lu Kuan could finish, Hun Sha interrupted, "We'll settle our grudges later. Let's join forces with you to deal with the demonic zombies first." Hun Sha also knew that the threat was the demonic zombies. As he spoke, he waved his hand and tossed the blood oath magic tablet. At the same time, he said to Ma Jie, "Brother Ma, let Fairy Zhan and the others form a temporary alliance. I don't want us to be unable to work together in the battle later." Ma Jie nodded in agreement. "Hun Sha, the one day we agreed on is almost up. Let's make up for it. Why don't we change it to 3 days?" "All right." Next, Lu Kuan and the demonic cultivators from the two sects used the blood oath magic tablet as a medium to sign a temporary alliance for 3 days. They were not to attack each other. Lu Kuan did not take the restriction in his soul to heart. He only signed the agreement to ensure that the demonic cultivators from the two sects would not attack him. After all, Ma Jie was currently surging with the power of a nascent soul. If he joined forces with the 7 evil spirits, he would definitely be no match for them. As for dealing with the demonic zombies, the 3-peak level 7 demonic zombies were still manageable. However, if it was a demonic zombie leader, Lu Kuan would not foolishly fight with it. He would immediately use the demon token to escape. Just as everyone finished signing the agreement, a loud sound suddenly came from the illusion array. A terrifying fluctuation that made one's heart palpitate was emitted from the arched door. All the demonic cultivators felt their bodies tremble. Some of them went limp and could not even stand steadily. Lu Kuan's expression was extremely solemn. The appearance of the mysterious fluctuation caused the blood in his body to surge uncontrollably. His hair stood on end and his body was filled with fear. However, there was also a trace of desire mixed in with this fear. My blood demon sky annihilation array has been destroyed. The high-level Ashen Fiend thread seem to have entangled the demonic zombies. 4 demonic zombies have appeared in my illusion array. Chapter 790. 9 Transformations Devil Breaking Array. Those guys from Yuan School still don't believe me. A deep and low voice came out from the illusion matrix that was covered with high-level ashen demon threads. At the same time the voice rang out, the bright silver lightning flickered as if it had not found its target. It hovered in the air for a moment before returning to the silver restriction. The terrifying pressure gradually disappeared as if it had never appeared in the first place. The appearance of this voice made many devil cultivators break out in cold sweat. There were only 4 devil zombies in the illusion array, and they could speak. Obviously, the devil zombie leader was a silver-armored zombie. Rong Jingqi seemed to have sensed something and suddenly said, "Senior brother Ma, 1 devil zombie is missing in the illusion array. There are only 3 of them left. Their eyes are clear, and they don't seem to be affected by the illusion." Then Han Sha said in a deep voice, "Half of the high-grade demon threads were destroyed by a powerful attack. However, it seems that the attack did not continue. The remaining 3 devil zombies are trapped by the threads. They can still hold on for a while." After hearing everyone's words and recalling the scene just now, Ma Jie's face lit up with joy. "I understand. The silver lightning that appeared in the silver restriction array was targeted at the devil zombie leader. After this guy returned to the devil refining cave, the silver lightning disappeared. It means that it can't leave the devil refining cave. In other words, our enemies now are only 3 top-level devil zombies." Ma Jie turned to look at Han Sha and asked, "Can you control the high-grade demon threads? If you release a top-level devil zombie, we should be able to kill it with lightning speed with the help of Brother Zhang." Han Sha closed his eyes and sensed for a while. A hint of fear appeared on his face as he said, "Yes, but these 3 devil zombies are very strong. Even if there are only 2 of them left, the remaining high-grade demon threads won't be able to trap them for long. Fellow Taoist Zhang, we'll need you to keep the devil zombie in check. We'll use our most powerful attacks to kill it." Lu Kuan was looking up at the silver restriction array in the sky. He was thinking about something. When he heard Ma Jie's words, he nodded and said, "No problem." He also realized that the silver lightning was targeting the devil zombie leader. No, it should be said that it was targeting the devil king's body, so that guy didn't dare to appear in the square. Facing other devil zombies, Lu Kuan wasn't particularly afraid. His experience in the demonic beast garden had strengthened the bloodline of the great long-armed ape in his body by more than 50%. The number of times he could attack with the great long-armed divine ability had increased by quite a bit. Now that his strength had increased, he also wanted to test out these top-level devil zombies that possessed blood essence and demonic energy. As soon as Lu Kuan's voice fell, he appeared outside the illusory array with several afterimages. The incomparably sturdy body and the heavy aura of the Heaven Hammer stood in front of the 2 demonic cultivators. The fluctuations in the air that made them tremble seemed to lessen, and the two demonic cultivators felt an inexplicable sense of security. When Hun Sha saw Lu Kuan take the initiative to stand at the front, he formed a seal and said in a low voice, "Be careful. I've already removed the gray fiend threads from a devil zombie." When Lu Kuan heard this, he bent his legs slightly and held the heaven hammer horizontally in front of his chest. His eyes flashed with a golden light as he looked inside the illusory array, ready to block the devil zombies at any time. Strange, Lu Kuan's golden eye divine ability had the ability to see through illusions. Although the illusory array before him was powerful, he could still vaguely see the scene inside. He noticed that the three tall figures were together and did not seem to have any intention of charging out. Hun Sha sensed something and said with a pale face, "Not good. The devil zombie I released did not come out. It's helping the other devil zombies destroy the gray fiend threads. If all three come out at the same time, we'll be in trouble." Lu Kuan said in a low voice, "Devil zombies are extremely intelligent and will not come out alone. It seems like I'll need to pull one out. I'll have to trouble Hun Sha and the fellow Taoist who controls the illusory array to cooperate." After saying that, Lu Kuan ignored the astonished gazes of the others and put away the heaven hammer in his hand. He concealed his aura and charged into the illusory array. This guy actually dares to go in alone. He even put away that fierce weapon. Could it be that he can also deal with top-grade devil zombies with his bare hands? Rong Jingqi, pay attention to cooperate with him. Don't let the illusion affect you. Lu Kuan stepped into the illusory array in 2 or 3 steps. The surrounding illusions quickly faded away. It was obvious that Rong Jingqi was controlling the array. That was why he could see the 3 devil zombies not far away. He saw that 2 of them were entangled by many thick gray fiend threads and were firmly locked to the ground. They could only use the bone spurs on their bodies to struggle. The 3rd devil zombie was waving its sharp claws and fists, helping them to bombard the gray fiend threads. Even such a nascent soul stage divine ability to trap enemies could not withstand the combined attacks of the 3 top-grade devil zombies without the support of a nascent soul stage cultivator. The light gradually dimmed. It was unknown if it was the effect of the illusion, but this devil zombie that had escaped did not seem to notice Lu Kuan behind it. It was still engrossed in attacking the gray fiend threads. Lu Kuan lightly tapped his foot and mysteriously appeared behind this devil zombie. The muscles on his arms twisted and quickly swelled. His huge palms, with blue veins trembling, firmly grabbed the devil zombie's head. Bang! Lu Kuan's 2 huge palms slapped together. The devil zombie had unknowingly lowered its body, causing his palms to grab empty air. Lu Kuan's reaction was not slow. He took advantage of the opportunity to clench his hands into fists. Magic power surged in the bones of his hands, stimulating the toughness of the bone treasure to the maximum. His fists were like a huge hammer magic weapon, hammering downwards. However, the devil zombie's reaction was faster than Lu Kuan's. When Lu Kuan hammered downwards, its body leaned back to dodge. At the same time, its arms bent and the bone spurs on its elbows were like sharp blades, fiercely stabbing towards Lu Kuan behind it. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with a trace of ruthlessness. His body did not dodge at all. Instead, his incomparably thick arms hammered downwards with even more determination. Because the devil zombie's body had shrunk back, Lu Kuan's huge fists missed and were unable to hit its head. However, his thick and ferocious arms heavily smashed into the devil zombie's shoulders. Bang! 400,000 kilograms of terrifying brute force. Apart from the fact that it did not have the power of a nascent soul cultivator, it was not inferior to a nascent soul cultivator strike. The tyrannical heavy blow caused the devil zombie's body to sink again. The jade stones on the ground shattered in response. The devil zombie's sturdy scale-covered feet were forcibly sunk into the jade stones. The sinking of the devil zombie's body caused the bone spurs on its elbows to not attack Lu Kuan's chest and abdomen. Instead, they pierced through the skin outside of his pelvis and stabbed into Lu Kuan's hip joint at the base of his thigh bone. producing an ear-piercing sound of friction. The expected shattering sound did not appear. The bone spurs seemed to have stabbed into an incomparably sturdy magic treasure. This caused the devil zombie to be slightly stunned, as if it had not expected such a situation to occur. Lu Kuan took advantage of the moment when the devil zombie was in a daze to raise his huge fists and lock the devil zombie's chin. Then his arms bent and sank, pressing down on the devil zombie's elbows and restricting its movement. At the same time, Lu Kuan's knee suddenly pushed forward. The huge force bombarded the back of the devil zombie's knee. Coupled with the pressure from his arms, the devil zombie was forced to kneel on the ground, causing jade stones to shatter and fly everywhere. Lu Kuan also took advantage of the situation to squat down. His two thick thighs coiled around the devil zombie's waist, and his feet fiercely stepped on the devil zombie's thighs. Lu Kuan's hands grabbed the devil zombie's neck and pulled upwards. His legs kicked the devil zombie's thighs as if he wanted to tear the devil zombie's body in half. The huge force caused the scales on the devil zombie's body to tremble and creak. Roar! The devil zombie frantically struggled, but its claws could only be waved in vain in the limited space. Because of the limited joints of its legs, which were kneeling on the jade stones, it was unable to exert its greatest strength. It could only struggle in vain, sending jade stones flying everywhere. Lu Kuan narrowed his eyes. Ignoring the stench of the devil zombie's corpse, he pushed the strength of his arms to the limit and firmly locked down the devil zombie's upper body. However, his legs, which were pressing down on the devil zombie's lower body, were slightly trembling. The strength of this top-grade devil zombie was close to 400,000 gene. The strength of his arms was enough to suppress it. However, Lu Kuan's legs were lacking in strength. As the jade stones on the ground shattered, he gradually lost control of the devil zombie's lower body. Lu Kuan stared at the struggling devil zombie. Suddenly, he removed his legs from the devil zombie's lower body. The demonic zombie was locked in a crouching position, so the most powerful parts of its body were its waist and legs. Lu Kuan suddenly withdrew his feet, causing the demonic zombie to lose all of its strength. The lower half of its body bounced back with a large amount of jade fragments. Immediately after, Lu Kuan loosened his arms, completely freeing the devil zombie's upper body. At the same time, he flipped over, pressing his hands on the ground, and fiercely kicking the devil zombie's back with his legs. Under the devil zombie's own rebound and the strength of Lu Kuan's kicks, the devil zombie, which was wrapped in purple scales, shot backwards in the air. The Jadestone Plaza had a restrictive power. Unless one used the power of a nascent soul to resist, they couldn't fly. Chapter 791. This is our chance. Outside the illusory array were the best core formation stage demonic cultivators in the state of Qi. The moment the demonic zombie was thrown out, they seized the perfect opportunity. The 10 demonic cultivators of the blood refining sect attacked almost at the same time. All kinds of dazzling magic treasures soared into the sky. Among all the magic treasures, the most eye-catching was Ma Jie's blood-red longsword. It carried an awe-inspiring energy and condensed the power of the other magic treasures to form a blood-red beam of demonic light. It was as if it had become a combination magic treasure. The most inconspicuous of all were the 3 flying daggers of the extreme devil. These flying daggers landed at the end of the line. A few strands of silver light flashed on the pitch-black blades, as if they were brewing something. Ma Jie, the blood demon, and the 9 top cultivators of the blood refining sect attacked together. The scene was extremely terrifying. The surrounding air trembled and rumbled. The turbulent aftershocks even destroyed Rong Zhengqi's illusory array, revealing the 2 demonic zombies that were madly struggling and Lu Kuan, who was half kneeling on the ground with his arms restored to their original state. On the other side, the 7 evil spirits were doing their best to circulate the power of their nascent souls to control the high-grade, gray, fiendish threads to bind the remaining demonic zombies. Ma Jia looked at the magic treasures in the air that were getting closer and closer to the demonic zombie. His eyes flashed with surprise. He originally thought that with the help of this mysterious rogue cultivator, whose body was comparable to a peak 7th grade demonic beast, the chances of killing a top-grade demonic zombie would be much higher. But he didn't expect Lu Kuan to create such a perfect opportunity so quickly. 300 years ago, Lieutenant Colonel Mason had fought against demonic zombies before and knew that the most terrifying thing about them was their unfathomable speed on the ground. Back then, they had done everything they could to restrain them in midair, and only then had they defeated them. The demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect were a lot stronger than the previous batch. With the opportunity created by Lu Kuan, they could easily kill a top-grade demonic zombie. But just as Ma Jie was about to win, the demonic zombie's body in the air suddenly floated in the opposite direction of the magic treasures. It was like a feather being blown away by a strong wind. But this feather flashed more than 10 feet away, evading the combined attack of the blood-refining sect cultivators. Ma Jie's pupil shrank when he saw this. That's impossible. This is a no-fly zone. It's only at the 7th level. Without the power of the nascent soul stage, how can it move through the void so quickly? It's almost as fast as the speed on the ground. He changed his hand seal, and the blood-red, longsword magic weapon nimbly turned around and continued to chase after the demonic zombie. The others also reacted one after another, controlling their magic weapons to follow closely behind. However, what happened next left them dumbfounded. It was as if there was an invisible force helping it to move in the air. Instead of retreating, it moved forward and dodged Mason's mature Dharma treasure, which contained the power of a nascent soul cultivator, before charging toward the other Dharma treasures behind it. The demonic zombie, floating in midair, licked its purple lips and flashed the sharp claws in its hands. The bone spurs on its joints emitted an extremely dangerous aura. In the next moment, its limbs, claws, and feet began to madly dance, bombarding the numerous magical treasures in front of it. Bam, 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 bam. A series of extremely intense banging sounds rang out. The demonic zombie's body didn't move from its original position, but the magic weapons were sent flying in all directions by the terrifying force. The demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect were connected to the demonic zombie's mind, and their faces flushed with an abnormal red. Damn it! Ma Jie's face darkened. Demonic energy surged from his body, and the blood-red longsword sped up by 30%. The others of the blood-refining sect also gritted their teeth and continued to activate their magical treasures in an attempt to cooperate with Ma Jie. However, the demonic zombie's body flashed more and more skillfully, and it was able to dodge the blood-red longsword filled with the power of a nascent soul cultivator. However, what was strange was that it was always at the same height every time it flashed. Its sturdy body covered in purple-black scales was as light as a feather, and it could only drift downward slowly. After Lu Kuan threw the demonic zombie, he didn't make any further moves. He was rousing his chi, blood, and magic power to repair his pelvic joint. Even with the protection of the dark spirit armor, the bone treasure in his pelvis was still slightly damaged. From this, one could see how terrifying the demonic zombie's attack power was. While healing, Lu Kuan was also paying attention to the scene of the demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect bombarding the demonic zombie. When he saw the demonic zombie stand in the void and repel the 8 magical treasures, his pupils couldn't help but shrink, and his eyes flashed with disbelief. How is this possible? In Lu Kuan's understanding, the demonic zombie in the Forbidden Sky domain didn't have any leverage. Even if it had a powerful physical body, it couldn't display its full strength. If he was in the middle of the square, he would be able to quickly counterattack the 8 magical treasures besieging him. However, without any leverage, and without the ability of a core formation cultivator to fly in the air, he would still be sent flying by the counterforce. However, after this demonic zombie was sent flying by the magical treasures, it didn't appear to be sent flying. There seemed to be an invisible force in the void, which made every strike of the demonic zombie seem to be on solid ground. Facing the arm strength of a middle-stage bone treasure, the core formation Cultivator's ability to fly in the air has exceeded the limit. Only by stepping on solid ground can I fully display my terrifying brute force. This demonic zombie hasn't reached the 8th level yet, so it's suppressed by the Forbidden Sky domain here. Could it be that there's a mysterious force in its body that allows it to display its terrifying physical strength in the air? Thinking of this, Lu Kuan suddenly raised his eyebrows. His eyes emitted a golden light as he stared at the slowly falling demonic zombie. He sensed a trace of mysterious fluctuation in the air that made his physical body fear and desire. When this demonic zombie attacks, it emits a strange fluctuation similar to the demonic zombie leaders. Could this be the reason why the demonic zombie leader enhances the strength of other demonic zombies? What kind of energy can allow the physical body to display its full brute force without any leverage? Lu Kuan couldn't help but fall into contemplation. Fellow Zhang, what are you waiting for? If the demonic zombie lands on the ground, we won't be able to do anything to it. Hunsha, try to control the other demonic zombies for a while. When Lu Kuan heard Ma Jie's exclamation, he glanced at the dimming gray killing threads behind him. His eyes flashed with a trace of fierceness. A large amount of purple lightning burst out from under his feet. His entire body shot out like a magical treasure and appeared below the demonic zombie in the blink of an eye. The demonic zombie's red eyes flashed with a rare look of panic. Its body that was about to land on the ground drifted in all directions, trying to avoid Lu Kuan. Although Lu Kuan's physical body was much weaker than the demonic zombies, he was on the ground. His movement speed was faster than the demonic zombies. He flashed almost in the same position as the demonic zombie. After dodging a few times, the demonic zombie realized that it couldn't avoid Lu Kuan. It roared furiously. Then, its body spiraled and once again knocked away the magical treasure that was shooting at it. It waved its sharp claws and aimed at Lu Kuan below. The sharp claws on its hand glowed with a strange dark demonic light. Waves of greedy and abnormal aura surged on them. Huh, this guy can add chi, blood, demonic energy to his claws? Lu Kuan felt the familiar aura and couldn't help but be surprised. But then he sneered. Chi blood demonic energy has a devouring effect on my physical body. Your sharp claws are stronger than my bone treasures. Your strength is close to 400,000 pounds. But so what? The zombie body is destined to be a crooked path. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with an unruly light. He clenched his fists and his knuckles cracked. Chapter 792. From today onwards, Shermu would update every day. He would try his best to update twice a day. During the National Day holiday, Shermu would write like crazy for 7 days straight to make up for it. Chapter 793. Dang, dang, ding. A burst of dense metal clashing sounds resounded in the surroundings. Lu Kuan's normal human palm sometimes turned into a hand knife, sometimes into a fist, sometimes into a claw, and in a short span of time, he exchanged several rounds with the devil zombie's claws. With the help of mysterious energy, the devil zombie could exert a terrifying force of nearly 400,000 Jin in midair. Coupled with the sharp claws that were comparable to a mature magic weapon, the attack power was terrifying. However, if such an attack could not hit the enemy directly, it would still be in vain. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with a dazzling golden light. He did not confront the devil zombie's claws head-on several times. Instead, he used the flexibility of his wrist and fingers to hit the edge of the devil zombie's palm. He had entered the middle stage of bone treasure. Even if he did not activate the arm strength, his strength was 300,000 Jin. As long as he avoided the sharp edge and hit the back of the devil zombie's hand and wrist, he could completely resolve the devil zombie's claw attack. The devil zombie found that its fast claw attack did not even scratch Lu Kuan's skin, and its eyes flashed with extreme annoyance. Although its strength was strong, its joints were severely limited. The joints of its fingers were stiff, and even if it wanted to make a fist, it would be difficult. Its wrist was also stiff, and its range of movement was much smaller than that of a normal human. Facing Lu Kuan's dexterous hands and sharp eyes, it missed several times. After a while, the devil zombie's body was closer to the ground, and its elbow was close to Lu Kuan's head. If they continued to fight like this, Lu Kuan would have to guard against the bone spurs on the elbow in addition to resisting the devil zombie's claws. The devil zombie's claws and bone spurs were flashing with the aura of qi and blood. If they pierced Lu Kuan's skin, this greedy energy would definitely crazily drill into the depths of Lu Kuan's body and devour his flesh and blood. At that time, even if the thunder attribute in Lu Kuan's body could eliminate it, the loss would outweigh the gain. In addition to the accelerated consumption of spiritual power, the terrifying destructive force produced by the two would also directly cause damage to his body. In order to avoid the bone spike attack from a magical zombie's elbow, Lu Kuan immediately changed his strategy. He leaned back slightly, keeping the distance between him and the demonic zombie. Then, as his palms clashed with the demonic zombie, he deliberately guided the demonic zombie's attack in a horizontal direction. As a result, the body of the devilish zombie gradually became horizontal, with its legs, torso, and head on the same level as it lay prone in midair several feet above the ground. Lu Kuan's body was slightly leaning backwards. His legs were firmly planted on the cracked jade floor, while his hands were constantly neutralizing and guiding the sharp claws of the demonic zombie. When the demonic zombie saw that its attacks were being neutralized again and again, it was furious and thought about how to deal with it at the same time. Out of the corner of its eye, it happened to see Lu Kuan's exposed abdomen as he leaned back hesitantly. It let out a tyrannical roar, and the blood and magic in its body churned endlessly. The frequency of its attacks instantly increased, making it extremely difficult for Lu Kuan to deal with. At the same time, the bone spike on its knee joint, which was very close to the ground, surged with a purple-black luster, and a greedy aura emerged from it. Lu Kuan's face was slightly pale. It seemed that it was difficult for him to resist the faster claws of the demonic zombie. His arms suddenly expanded, and a terrifying invisible pressure spread out in all directions, activating the power of his arms. Boom! A loud sound rang out. His huge fists directly hit the wrists of the demonic zombie, as if he wanted to push it upward so that he could avoid the rapid brandishing of its sharp claws. The demonic zombie's eyes glowed red. Taking advantage of Lu Kuan's powerful counterattack, it bent its knees with its waist as an axis and used the bone spike on its knee to fiercely stab Lu Kuan's abdomen. The demonic zombie's intelligence was extremely high. In just a few breaths of time, it caught Lu Kuan's flaw and made a powerful counterattack. But at this moment, Lu Kuan's leg muscles bulged like steel, and a purple lightning flashed under his feet. He quickly kicked off the ground, as if he had been prepared, and dodged the attack of the bone spike on his knee. At the same time, Lu Kuan took advantage of the force of his jump, and took advantage of the fact that the demonic zombie's attention was on its leg to grab its wrist. Then he pressed down with his palm, and suddenly he felt a counterforce, as if he was pressing down on the ground, and not the demonic zombie's wrist that was suspended in the air. Sure enough, perceiving this, Lu Kuan's eyes bloomed with a sharp light. He used the body of the demonic zombie as a fixed solid ground in the air, wantonly releasing the power of his arms. And in a flash, he rushed to the back of the demonic zombie. The demonic zombie didn't expect Lu Kuan to soar into the air. In its mind, this human only had a certain advantage on the ground, and in the air, he was just a live target that it couldn't borrow strength from. The demonic zombie felt the surging aura of blood behind it. The previous situation of being locked down by Lu Kuan was still vivid in its mind. An extremely ominous premonition welled up in its heart, and the feeling of its body being locked down lingered in its mind. Sure enough, as it expected, Lu Kuan's incomparably thick palm appeared on the outside of its forearm, and then it quickly passed through the inside of its elbow, fiercely pressing down on the back of the demonic zombie's shoulder blade. After being wrapped around by Lu Kuan's arms, the demonic zombie's arms were in an elbow-striking posture, and Lu Kuan's arms were like two incomparably thick chains, firmly locking the demonic zombie's arms and back. At this moment, Lu Kuan's head was pressed against the back of his hand, completely hiding behind the demonic zombie's body. The bone spurs on the demonic zombie's elbow could only stand erect beside its ear, and the blood and demonic energy on them crazily surged, but they couldn't leave the body. This ordinary action of stretching the chest muscles under the strength of Lu Kuan's arms was like a top-notch trapping magic treasure, firmly restricting the upper body of the demonic zombie. While Lu Kuan exerted strength through his arms, his legs didn't stop, and just like before, firmly wrapped around the demonic zombie's bent legs. Bang! With Lu Kuan on its back, the demonic zombie's feather-like body seemed to have become heavier. As it was wrapped around its body, it crashed into the square. The sharp bone spurs on its knee joints directly pierced into the jade ground, and a large amount of debris scattered in all directions. To the demonic zombie, this scene was very similar to the one before. However, this time, Lu Kuan's hands weren't around its neck, but pressed against its back. The demonic zombie that landed on the ground seemed to be bound by a terrifyingly powerful and extremely nimble chain. Its body, which was covered in purplish-black scales, could only tremble slightly. The series of exchanges between Lu Kuan and the demonic zombie dazzled the surrounding demonic cultivators. In just a few seconds, the demonic zombie was bound to the ground. Mason and Hunsha, who had powerful spiritual senses, could barely capture the details of Lu Kuan's exchange with the demonic zombie. The shock on their faces surpassed everyone else's. They could tell that every attack of the demonic zombie was cleverly nullified by Lu Kuan. His extremely nimble body completely restrained the rigid demonic zombie's body, and finally, he used his body to bind the demonic zombie. This kind of technique to bind the body was not considered a remarkable ability. Even the best mortal martial artists could use it. But in the hands of Lu Kuan, who had a powerful body, this mortal martial artist's wrestling technique was actually able to lock down the demonic zombie that they had been helpless against for a long time. This made them feel strange and inconceivable. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and attack. I can't hold on for much longer. Lu Kuan's muscles were trembling. His face was red as he roared. It was only then that Ma Jie and the others came back to their senses. The magical treasures in the air gathered together again. With Ma Jie's crimson sword as the head, they turned into a blinding beam of crimson light and blasted towards the exposed head of the demonic zombie that was unable to move. However, just as the light was about to hit the demonic zombie's head, Lu Kuan's arms seemed to be unable to hold on any longer. They returned to their normal size and retracted. His legs also retracted. He hugged himself and hid behind the demonic zombie. The demonic zombie's eyes were filled with fear. It let out a frenzied roar. Its limbs were free, but because it was kneeling on the ground, it couldn't dodge quickly. It could only raise its unbound arms to block the attack. Boom, boom, boom. An astonishing explosion sounded. With the demonic zombie as the core, a blinding demonic light burst forth. Extremely terrifying waves of energy surged into the sky. Almost 10 magic treasures were scattered in all directions, as if they had been hit by a rebound force. The demonic zombie at the center of the explosion had most of the purplish-black scales on its arms damaged. Its black claws were gripping a blood-red longsword. The tip of the longsword had already pierced into the demonic zombie's head. Terrifying nascent soul power surged from the longsword and rushed towards the demonic zombie's head. Roar! The demonic zombie didn't seem to be dead yet. It exerted force with both hands and forcibly pulled out the blood-red longsword. At this moment, an almost undetectable silver light suddenly flashed through the air. A small knife, as small as a flying needle, silently shot into the small hole in the demonic zombie's head that had been pierced by the blood-red sword. Chapter 794. As the red light in the demonic zombie's eyes dissipated, a tiny silver flying dagger flew out from the gap in its skull. Silver light flashed and split into 3 pitch-black flying daggers, sinking into the body of the supreme demon not far away. The supreme devil had transformed from an old man to a middle-aged man in his 30s or 40s. His aura was almost at the peak of the core formation stage, second only to Ma Jie, the veteran blood devil. Since the beginning of the battle, the supreme devil had been gathering the power of the Xianming 3 extreme blades. This famous artifact was constantly moving between his body and the demonic zombies. After several rounds of gathering power, the Xianming 3 extreme blades' power reached its peak. The 3 blades merged into one and unleashed a terrifying attack, directly killing the demonic zombie. Ma Jie looked at the demonic zombie's soul and recalled the blood demon sword. He was surprised by the power of the Xianming 3 extreme blades. The supreme devil is really lucky. The Xianming 3 extreme blades have been refined by the Grand Elder and added with the Silver Dragon meteorite. Its power has skyrocketed. With the Silver Dragon meteorite, its size can be easily changed. Now that it has turned into a needle dagger, its penetrating power is incredible. Ma Jie, who was lamenting, suddenly sensed something. He turned to look at the corpse of the demonic zombie and said with an ugly expression, "Fellow Taoist Zhang, what is the meaning of this?" The devil zombie, covered in purplish-black scales, had already disappeared from its original spot. Only a strong, bald man was standing there, comfortably shaking his slightly sore and swollen muscles. The battle from before was extremely satisfying for Lu Kuan. In the battles of the past, he'd always utilized the strength of his body to resist magic treasures in an extremely dry and dull manner. So how could it be as satisfying as colliding with magic treasures with his body? Lu Kuan, who was relaxing his muscles, heard Ma Jie's cold tone. He shrugged and said lazily, "Fellow Taoist Zhang, there are 3 demonic zombies here. Fellow Taoist Ma, why are you in such a hurry? There are a total of 3 devil corpses. Just leave the corpse of the first one with me for the time being. You should know that I'm fighting at the risk of being killed by you." Ma Jie's eyes flashed with anger. Just as he was about to say something, a cold voice came from the entrance of the cave of devil refinement not far away. "Hey, bald boy, what kind of cultivation art did you cultivate? How did you cultivate your body to this level?" As the voice rang out, the strange ripple appeared in the air again, causing everyone in the square to tremble. The speaker was the leader of the demonic zombies hiding in the cave of devil refinement. The demonic zombies trapped by the high-level gray fiend threads seemed to gain some strength after hearing the leader's voice. They broke free of the dim gray fiend threads. However, they didn't attack. When the blood-refining sect's devil cultivators saw that the devil zombie had broken free, their expressions changed drastically. Ignoring the matter of Lu Kuan snatching the devil zombie's corpse, they quickly moved closer to each other. On the other side, the 7 evil spirits cautiously operated their defensive shields when the gray fiend threads dissipated. They cautiously looked at the entrance of the cave of devil refinement. It was no wonder that the devil cultivators of the 2 sects were so nervous. Under the support of the devil zombie leader's indescribable divine ability, the devil zombies here were clearly stronger than the devil zombies their seniors had encountered. Not only was his speed faster than magic treasures, his attack power was even more terrifying. He could block almost 10 magic treasures in the air with a single strike. With his powerful physical defense, it seemed that only Mason and the Supreme Devil's attacks could hurt him. They didn't have such a fast movement skill, so they could only rely on their powerful defensive shields to protect themselves. Lu Kuan quietly stood in the same place, looking at the dark entrance of the cave of devil refinement. He didn't answer the demonic zombie leader's question. Instead, he gently said, "You must be a senior from Yuan School. Are you walking the path of demonic zombies?" The demonic zombie leader was very surprised. "Boy, why do you think I am a Yuan School cultivator? And how do you know that I am a body refining technique? I might be a demonic zombie." Lu Kuan bluntly said. Inside the cave of devil refinement, Senior was soaking in the black liquid. It should be the demonic chi of blood. As far as I know, the demonic chi of blood is cultivated through the profound cloud body refining technique. Since Senior can stimulate the demonic chi of blood, it naturally can't be separated from this body refining technique. The demonic zombie leader was somewhat excited. Boy, you actually know about the demonic chi of blood and the profound cloud body refining technique. Is your body refining technique developed by the old guys of a Yuan school? Lu Kuan proudly said. Junior created this technique by chance. It has nothing to do with Yuan school. The demonic zombie leader was stunned for a moment and then sneered. While those old guys were wholeheartedly thinking of leaving this world and prolonging their lives, how could they waste their time on other places? Even if it is the profound cloud body refining technique, they didn't care too much about it. Lu Kuan raised his eyebrows and said, although the profound cloud body refining technique has its merits, but the demonic chi of blood cultivated through it is a completely deformed existence. Deformed? What is a junior like you know? The demonic zombie leader seemed to be very excited. Its voice was full of tyrannical aura. If it were not for the demonic chi of blood, it would be impossible for me to create the demonic zombie body refining technique. Cultivators of the same realm are simply not a match for the demonic zombie body refining technique. The demonic cultivators of Seven Demons sect and blood refining sect heard the conversation between the demonic zombie leader and Lu Kuan. They looked at Lu Kuan with a bit of greed in their eyes. From the conversation between the two, it was clear that this rogue cultivator named Zhang Tianbiao had created his own cultivation method, which allowed him to cultivate his body to such a powerful state. As for the terrifying demonic zombies here, they were also cultivated through some kind of cultivation method. If they could get their hands on such a technique, wouldn't they be able to cultivate their body to such a terrifying level? Ma Jia subconsciously touched the storage pouch on his waist. The demonic zombie corpse inside suddenly became very important. On the other side, Hunsha showed a bit of annoyance. Lu Kuan ignored the greedy eyes of the surrounding demonic cultivators. He shook his head and sighed. Senior's demonic zombie body refining technique, in this junior's opinion, is not the right path. You are just using the body of a demon. You did not cultivate it yourself. Humph, the demonic zombie leader said with a bit of madness in its tone. Not the right path. Ha ha ha. This sentence again. In the past, the old man of a Yuan school also said the same thing. But none of you know that after completely fusing my body with the Demon King's body, I comprehended the origin power of the body. Origin power of the body. Lu Kuan immediately recalled the strange scene of the demonic zombie in the air. It could display the power of its body without borrowing any force. It could also feel the fluctuations in the air that made its body feel fear and desire. The demonic zombie you just defeated was just infused with a little of my origin power. Well, I have said so much, you can all die now. I have not eaten fresh flesh for a long time. I have never encountered a blood meal like you. The demonic chi of blood in my body is already impatient. Chapter 795. Originally, the bodies of the two demonic zombies were covered with purple-black scales with a metallic luster, with black bone spurs several inches long growing out of their joints. But now, there's an additional layer of faint black film of light around these scales and bone spurs. This light film was similar to Lu Kuan's defensive thunder barrier, as it clung to the surface of his body. It was completely different from the barriers of traditional cultivators. Inside this layer of black light film, in addition to a greedy and evil aura, there was also a fluctuation that Lu Kuan's body feared and longed for. This fluctuation was naturally the body origin energy mentioned by the demonic zombie leader, while the greedy and evil aura was the demonic blood energy that had left a deep impression on Lu Kuan in his inherited bloodline memories. Lu Kuan clenched his fists as all the hairs on his body stood up unconsciously. With the reappearance of the two top-notch demonic zombies, his body instinctively felt a great threat. The other people's bodies were even weaker than Lu Kuan's. Even with their powerful defensive barriers, they still felt a chill run down their spines. Whoosh whoosh, the two demonic zombies turned into afterimages and quickly rushed out of the arched door. One of them rushed towards Lu Kuan, while the other rushed towards Mason and the others. Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with a dazzling golden light as he captured the movements of the demonic zombies. He lowered his body, and the magic power in his body crazily surged towards his bones. The aura of various magical treasures surged into the sky. How many bones were there in a human's body? A total of 206 bones. Lu Kuan didn't hesitate to consume his magic power and activated 206 magical treasures at once. These bone treasures were condensed into a whole body with the assistance of the bones, joints, muscles, and tendons. Even if they were just basic magical treasures with sturdy arrays, the amount of energy they produced when gathered together was extremely terrifying. Everyone was frightened by this astonishing light. The top-notch demonic zombie that was rushing towards Lu Kuan just happened to arrive in front of him and was slightly slowed down by the surging light of the magical treasures. This is my chance. With his rich battle experience, Lu Kuan immediately grasped the gap between the demonic zombies and clenched his fists. His fists were like two sledgehammers as he fiercely bombarded the demonic zombies' chest with several afterimages. Lu Kuan's attack speed was already extremely fast, and with the eruption of the bone treasures all over his body, his speed was even faster. Boom! Boom! Lu Kuan's punched the demonic zombies' chest in a flash. The demonic zombie's body contained a strength of nearly 400,000 kilograms and had a layer of strange light outside its body. In the face of Lu Kuan's attack of 300,000 kilograms of brute force, the demonic zombie seemed to be completely unscathed. Its body didn't even sway. As for Lu Kuan, who took the initiative to attack, he unconsciously retreated a few steps. He stared at the demonic zombie's chest. The black light film there didn't seem to have changed, but the aura of the treasures on his hands had already dimmed. The originally surging aura of the magical treasures had dissipated by quite a bit. Lu Kuan's expression changed. Originally, with the speed of his bone treasures, he could have at least punched the demonic zombie twice in this gap. However, after the first punch, the strange fluctuation of the black light film, which was the physical origin power that the demonic sword leader spoke of, spread to his hands. The thunder attribute magical power in his fists seemed to have met its nemesis and was greatly suppressed. The magical power of the bone treasures on his hands instantly disappeared. Under the effect of the recoil, Lu Kuan unconsciously retreated a few steps. This physical origin power can actually suppress magical power. Before he could think of anything else, the demonic zombie quickly closed in on him. The aura of the bone treasures on Lu Kuan's legs surged, carrying streaks of purple lightning. He quickly dodged, wanting to slip into the demonic zombie's back. At the moment of crossing, the demonic zombie's arm suddenly swung back at a strange angle. Lu Kuan completely didn't expect that the demonic zombie's shoulder joint's range of motion would greatly increase, and his arm was directly swept by the claw. The matured magical treasure-level claws, coupled with the demonic zombie's brute force, directly left 5 claw marks on Lu Kuan's left arm, revealing the bright red flesh inside. Wisps of purple-black aura remained on it, desperately drilling into it. Boom! A large ball of lightning immediately appeared on Lu Kuan's left arm. Accompanied by the sound of thunder, the original claw mark on his arm disappeared, and a charred flesh pit appeared. Inside it surged the power of qi and blood, and the flesh tissue was recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. The demonic zombie turned around with extreme agility, extended its barbed purple tongue, greedily licked the remaining flesh on its claw, and roared excitedly, continuing to charge at Lu Kuan. Lu Kuan quickly withdrew the aura of the bone treasures on his upper body, and a large amount of treasure light emerged on his lower body. With streaks of lightning, he quickly moved, dodging the attacks of the demonic zombie. Lu Kuan's expression was not very good. Originally, he wanted to use his own agility and speed to once again enter the gap on the demonic zombie's back. But who would have thought that the demonic zombie's limbs seemed to be unrestricted, and its range of motion was even larger than his, unexpectedly attacking his body. Lu Kuan's exposed arm was easily broken through by the demonic zombie, and the remaining qi and blood demonic energy on his flesh was still trying to devour his body. Lu Kuan immediately urged a large amount of thunder attribute magic power to eliminate the qi and blood demonic energy, but the terrifying destructive force that followed caused even more damage to his arm. As a result, Lu Kuan became even more careful and didn't dare to rashly attack. The afterimages of Lu Kuan and the demonic zombie flashed in the square. Whether it was intentional or not, the man and the zombie's figures were getting closer and closer to the silver barrier at the edge of the square. Beside the demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect, another demonic zombie was circling around their blood-colored barrier. Its hands were sometimes bombarding the blood-colored barrier, sometimes clashing with a blood-colored longsword that contained an astonishing aura, and sometimes with a sky-piercer halberd, producing incomparably crisp collision sounds. After each collision, the demonic zombie's body would only sway slightly, as if it hadn't suffered any damage. Only the black light membrane outside its body had dimmed a little. While dealing with the two magic weapons, the demonic zombie's legs were also rapidly flashing, dodging a pair of daggers that contained a cold aura. As long as the demonic zombie found an opening, it would bombard the blood-refining sect's blood-colored barrier. The daggers containing cold aura were Zhan Yu's life source magic weapon. She was trying to limit the demonic zombie's movement speed. The blood-colored longsword with an astonishing aura was naturally Ma Jie's blood demon sword magic weapon that contained the power of a nascent soul. The Sky Piercer halberd was the combination magic weapon of the 7 evil spirits. These two weapons contained the power of a nascent soul and had the power of a matured magic weapon. The attacks launched by them were no different from those launched by ordinary nascent soul cultivators. But this demonic zombie was actually able to resist them with ease. It was even able to attack the blood-colored barrier around the cultivators of the blood-refining sect. The blood-colored barrier was very powerful and seemed to contain the power of a nascent soul. It was able to completely resist the continuous attacks of the demonic zombie. However, the 8 demonic cultivators of the blood-refining sect were temporarily unable to attack because they had to activate the barrier. Lu Kuan watched the battle on the other side with his eyes. The shock in his heart couldn't be any greater. He had fought with the 7 evil spirits before, so he naturally knew how powerful the power of a nascent soul was. The demonic zombie wrapped in a black light membrane was actually able to resist the power of a nascent soul. The top-notch demonic zombie that was killed before didn't dare to face the blood demon's sword in the air. But after being strengthened by the demonic zombie leader with a large amount of source strength, it was able to contend with it. Chapter 796. Thinking of this, Lu Kuan's eyes showed excitement. After he entered the middle stage of the bone treasure, he had been thinking about how to break through again and enter the nascent soul stage. The reason why there was a gap between the nascent soul stage and the core formation stage was because of the difference in the level of energy in the body. The spiritual power or demonic power that contained the power of the nascent soul stage could easily crush the low-level energy. Even if Lu Kuan broke out the strength of his arms, the 450 kilograms of brute force reached the level of the nascent soul stage. But if the power of the nascent soul stage hit the body, the spiritual power in the body would be defeated in an instant. Without the support of spiritual power, the defensive power of the bone treasure would be greatly reduced, and the powerful attack would decline in an instant. It was like this in the battle with the 7 evil spirits, and it was the same in the battle with the demonic zombie just now. Judging from the battle situation of the 2 demonic zombies at this time, The physical power of the demonic zombie leader was definitely similar to the power of the nascent soul stage. This discovery made Lu Kuan pleasantly surprised. While constantly dodging the attacks of the demonic zombies, he had been urging the Golden Eye's magical ability to observe carefully. He found that the aura of the physical power of the demonic zombies all came from the black light film outside the body. The light film was composed of black chi and blood demonic power. If he remembered correctly, the chi and blood demonic light of the top-level demonic zombies was purple-black. Only the demonic zombie leader was pure black. Obviously, the demonic zombie leader injected chi and blood demonic power into the other demonic zombies to support the physical power, forming this black light film. This showed that the chi and blood demonic power was the carrier of the physical power, and the physical power and chi and blood demonic power were closely related. These two top-level demonic zombies had brute force close to 400,000 kilograms, and they had the body and claws of the mature stage. In terms of pure attack power, they were slightly worse than the nascent soul stage. With the addition of the source power, their strength increased sharply and directly reached the combat power of the nascent soul stage. Moreover, Lu Kuan also found that the physical power had a unique assistance to the demonic zombie body, and the originally restricted joints of the demonic zombies were liberated. In addition to the previous demonic zombies borrowing force from the void, Lu Kuan had already faintly perceived the role of the physical power, but he still needed to fight the demonic zombies face to face to have a deeper understanding. Thinking of this, Lu Kuan's eyes flashed with a trace of ferocity. The magic power and blood essence in his body began to surge towards his arm. Ever since he encountered the demonic cultivators of the three demonic sects, he had been holding back and did not fight with his full strength. Because in the demonic chi environment, his mana recovery was very slow. Without mana, his bone treasure could not be activated, and his strength would be greatly reduced. At this moment, in order to experience his physical body's origin energy, he couldn't care less about this. With a flash of lightning, Lu Kuan once again dodged the demonic zombie's attack. The astonishing power of chi and blood in his body soared into the sky. His arms swelled up at a speed visible to the naked eye. Thick muscles coiled around them, and the ferocious-looking arms appeared once again. Then, a huge pitch-black hammer engraved with all kinds of strange runes appeared in Lu Kuan's thick palm. Holding the psychic devil hammer that weighed 30,000 pounds, Lu Kuan no longer dodged. Instead, he swung the heaven hammer with all his might and forcefully clashed with the top-level demonic zombie that was chasing after him. Clang! The demonic zombie's claws collided with the heaven hammer, producing a crisp sound. Gradually, sparks flew, and waves of chi spread out in all directions. Lu Kuan's tyrannical attack pushed the demonic zombie back without any suspense. However, it only retreated 3 steps before stabilizing its body. Seeing this, Lu Kuan's pupils shrank, as if he understood something. Then, the purple light from the bone treasure on his leg flashed, and he closely followed the demonic zombie's retreating figure. The heavy heaven hammer in his hand was incomparably nimble. It madly bombarded the demonic zombie, and the terrifying power of such a weapon combined with layers of invisible aftershocks shot out in all directions. The jade floor between the man and the demonic zombie was instantly shattered by the aftershocks of their attacks. For a moment, dust and rubble filled the air. With the assistance of the bone treasure on his leg, Lu Kuan's speed was faster than the demonic zombies. In addition, the demonic zombies' flexible joints couldn't do much, so it could only take the blows head-on. Physical origin energy couldn't increase the demonic zombie strength. In the face of Lu Kuan's 450,000 pounds of power and the heaven hammer, it could only barely resist and continuously retreat. With the heaven hammer as a medium, Lu Kuan's influence on his physical origin energy was minimized, and he immediately gained the upper hand. However, he still frowned because he discovered that in the face of such a terrifying barrage of attacks, the distance the demonic zombie was forced to retreat was getting shorter and shorter. Every time the heaven hammer struck, it was as if it was hammering on solid ground. It didn't have the same thrill of sending the enemy flying. The demonic zombie seemed to be able to disperse the power of Lu Kuan's attacks. After 5 or 6 strikes, the demonic zombie actually stopped retreating and stood in place to withstand Lu Kuan's hammer strikes. Without retreating, the demonic zombie had the power to counterattack. Its sharp claws flickered with demonic chi as it tried to attack Lu Kuan's hands that were holding the heaven hammer, borrowing power from a void. In other words, apart from the ground, the surrounding air can also be used by the demonic zombie, allowing it to resist my greater power. Right now, it's as if I'm hammering a wooden stake. The surrounding air is equivalent to the soil surrounding the wooden stake. With my hammering force, I can hammer the wooden stake deeper in the first strike. However, as the wooden stake becomes closer to the soil, without increasing my strength, I can't hammer the wooden stake. As Lu Kuan attacked, he calmly analyzed the effects of his physical origin energy. This guy's aura of origin energy is decreasing. After several rounds of continuous attacks, Lu Kuan discovered that the demonic zombie's black membrane of light was beginning to dim. The fluctuations of origin energy and demonic chi emanating from it had decreased by quite a bit. Obviously, physical origin energy was also being consumed, and the rate at which it was being consumed wasn't slow either. If Lu Kuan could continue attacking the demonic zombie like this, he would naturally be able to exhaust the demonic zombie chieftain's physical origin energy over time. However, with Lu Kuan's magic power, even the long-arm strength couldn't last for long. His magic power would probably run out before he could exhaust the demonic zombie's physical origin energy. Brat, you actually possess the bloodline of the long-armed giant ape. Just as Lu Kuan was thinking of a countermeasure, the demonic zombie chieftain's pleasantly surprised voice came from the Devil Refinement Cave. Very good. No wonder your demonic chi is so thirsty. Your flesh is mine. Following the demonic zombie chieftain's words, the other demonic zombie besieging the blood-refining sect seemed to have received some sort of order. It broke free from the blood demon sword and sky piercer halberd and charged towards the entrance of the Devil Refinement Cave. The demonic zombie, suppressed by Lu Kuan, also attempted to evade his attacks and return to the Devil Refinement Cave. Lu Kuan's expression sank. He immediately understood the demonic zombie chieftain's plan. The nascent soul power of Ma Jie and the 7 fiends would gradually run out. His magic power was also constantly being consumed. As long as the 2 demonic zombies didn't die, they could find the demonic zombie chieftain to replenish or even strengthen their physical origin energy. If the 2 demonic zombies continued to replenish their physical origin energy and then return to fight a war of attrition, his magic power and the demonic energy of the 2 sects would be completely exhausted. At that time, only death would await them. Thinking up to this point, Lu Kuan couldn't help but lock onto the demon token in his ribs. He had already obtained the corpse of a top-level demonic zombie, the demonic zombie chieftain storage bracelet, and even experienced the so-called physical origin energy of the demonic zombie chieftain. There was no need for him to take any more risks. Just as Lu Kuan was about to retreat, Ma Jie suddenly turned his head and looked at the demonic arts pavilion next to the Devil Refinement Cave. He coldly said, "Fellow Taoists from the Yin-Yang sect, you've been watching from the side for so long. It's time for you to come out. If we run out of demonic energy, you won't be able to escape either." Hearing Ma Jie's words, Lu Kuan raised an eyebrow and withdrew his arm strength. The demonic zombie he was suppressing immediately broke free and shot towards the Devil Refinement Cave. It didn't take long for it to enter the Devil Refinement Cave. At this time, a masculine male voice came from the arched door of the demonic arts pavilion. "Brother Ma, as expected of the number 1 blood fiend, you can actually sense my presence." Chapter 797. The other 4 cultivators from the Yin-Yang sect followed closely behind Su Junwen, each with a purple jade bracelet on their heads. The 2 pairs of men and women stared at the demonic cultivator from the blood-refining sect with vigilance as they quickly formed hand seals. Streams of demonic energy surged towards the jade bracelets on their heads. The 4 heavenly devil jade bracelets fused together in pairs. 2 streams of purplish-black light spread out from the bracelets and enveloped the 5 cultivators, including Su Junwen. Su Junwen casually waved his hands as he slowly walked forward. Streams of black demonic light shot out and dyed the heavenly devil jade bracelets black. A heart-palpitating pressure spread out from the bracelets. It appeared that the defensive power of the bracelets wasn't any weaker than the shields of the other 2 sections. Due to the existence of their respective shields, the late-stage core formation stage cultivators' divine sense conversed with each other in the square. It really is the power of a nascent soul. Ma Jie's face darkened when he sensed the aura of the black demonic light. Through Zhang Li's voice transmission, he already knew that this strange cultivator from the Yin-Yang sect was the original Madame Su. He also knew that this person was a prodigy. She was able to cultivate the power of a nascent soul, even though she was only at the core formation stage. What Ma Jie was truly wary of was that this demonic cultivator had cultivated some kind of terrifying demonic art that allowed her to transform from a woman to a masculine man and regenerate the power of a nascent soul. The 7 evil spirits looked at Su Junwen with astonishment. They didn't know that the Yin-Yang sect also had a cultivator who could use the power of a nascent soul. Moreover, Su Junwen's current appearance was unfamiliar to them. Su Junwen scanned the cultivators from the 2 sects with his divine sense, as if he was trying to determine their battle prowess. However, when his divine sense met Lu Kuan's, the smile on his face subconsciously disappeared and his eyes turned serious. Fellow Taoist, your divine sense is incredible. You're actually fighting with your physical body. May I know which sect you're from? Lu Kuan looked at Su Junwen, who was wrapped in a pitch-black shield, and an undetectable glint flashed across his eyes. He had seen with his own eyes in the demonic beast garden that Su Junwen had unleashed a secret technique and transformed into a woman's body. From then on, he had the power of a nascent soul and defeated the 8 men. As for the Su Junwen he saw just now, other than his appearance being somewhat similar to before, everything else was very different. His sturdy body was filled with a masculine aura, and it seemed that after the transformation, his body had become a little stronger. The glow of the magic power in his body turned from white to black. His aura was much deeper than when he was in the magical beast garden, giving Lu Kuan a greater sense of danger than before. Lu Kuan narrowed his eyes and quietly took out a few mid-grade spirit stones from the storage space in his ribs and placed them in his stomach. As he absorbed the spirit chi in them to recover his dermic powers, he said through his divine sense, "I'm just an itinerant cultivator. Let's discuss how to deal with the demonic zombies." Although the demonic zombie leader can't come out, it can provide the other 2 top-tier demonic zombies with the power of a nascent soul. No one knows when its power of a nascent soul will run out. Facing the demonic zombies with the power of a nascent soul, I can barely protect myself. I can't lock down the enemy like before. If this continues, we'll be exhausted to death. As Lu Kuan spoke, he paid attention to the expressions of the demonic cultivators. They didn't have much of a reaction to his description of the power of a nascent soul. Ma Jie tightened his grip on the demonic seed orb in his hand. His face was a little pale. Fellow Taoist Zhang is right. These demonic zombies were able to withstand the combined attacks of the 7 evil spirits and me. Clearly, the extra layer of light around their bodies is the carrier of the power of a nascent soul. Although this layer of light can be worn down, our power of a nascent soul will also be exhausted. Su Junwen had been looking at Lu Kuan's arm. When he heard what they said, he chuckled. Fellow Taoists, don't worry. Although I didn't obtain any techniques from the Demonic Arts Pavilion, I did obtain the method to seal the arch door here. I can use it at any time. As long as everyone covers me, I can reseal the Devil Refinement Cave. The demonic zombies won't be a problem. When the demonic cultivators of the 2 sects heard this, they were pleasantly surprised. Han Sha quickly said, Then what are you waiting for? Let's seal it now. Su Junwen shook his head and said, I think we should wait for the two top-tier demonic zombies to come out first. With me, there's one more person here who can wear down the power of a nascent soul. Moreover, we all have nascent soul-level defensive techniques. We have the power to destroy these two demonic zombies. As for the corpses of the demonic zombies, how about we discuss it after we destroy them? If you agree, we can use the Blood Oath Demon Tablet. Hun Sha and Ma Jie looked at each other. Then, they looked at the expressionless Lu Kuan in the distance and nodded. Everyone was communicating with their divine sense on the plaza. Although the conversation seemed to be endless, it only took a moment. After confirming it, Hun Sha immediately threw out the Blood Oath Demon Tablet. According to the agreement, the Yin-Yang sect was added into the contract. The devil zombie leader in the devil refining cave seemed to be strengthening the devil zombie's body with origin energy. After 10 breaths, the Blood Oath Demon Tablet shone brightly, and the Yin-Yang sect's name was added to everyone's contract. Lu Kuan was slightly relieved when he saw this. They had signed a 3-day contract. During this period, no matter what, these top-tier demonic cultivators couldn't attack him. I wonder how fellow Taoist Su needs our help when you're using the sealing technique. Ma Jie immediately asked after the contract was confirmed. Su Junwen said, I just need you to make sure the demonic zombies don't interrupt me. Our sect's defensive techniques are average. We can't withstand the continuous attacks of two nascent soul demonic zombies. Ma Jie nodded and said, no problem. However, with the 7 fiends and I, we can only keep one of them busy. As for the other one, as he spoke, he looked at Lu Kuan. Lu Kuan's legs trembled. In a few flashes, he arrived outside the barrier of the Yin-Yang sect from the edge of the plaza. He said calmly, leave the other one to me. After confirming the plan, everyone took out devil stones to speed up the recovery of their demonic chi. They vigilantly watched the entrance of the devil refinement cave. This time, after no less than a quarter of an hour, the demon zombie leader's exhausted voice suddenly sounded with excitement. So there are other cultivators. TSK. Even nascent soul cultivators. It seems that even the heavens are helping me. With your flesh and blood, I can completely suppress the aura of this demonic king's body and truly enter the 8th rank. When Lu Kuan heard the demon zombie leader's words, he felt a little surprised in his heart. The demon zombie leader's physical body was terrifying, and it had even comprehended the so-called physical source strength. However, it still hadn't truly reached the nascent soul stage. Just as Lu Kuan was flabbergasted, the two demonic corpses shot out of the devil refinement cave, leaving afterimages behind them. The barrier of light around them was even thicker, and the aura of origin power they exuded was 30% stronger than before. Not good. They're coming for me. Lu Kuan's expression changed. His legs glowed with a brilliant light as he stomped on the jade floor. The two demonic zombies had already appeared where he was and scattered the afterimages left behind by Lu Kuan. Their speed has increased again. As Lu Kuan sprinted, a spiritual light flashed in his hand, and he put away the heaven hammer. Without the 30,000-kilogram hammer, he sped up a bit and flashed across the square. The two demonic zombies seemed to have locked onto Lu Kuan. They ignored everyone else and chased after Lu Kuan. For a moment, more than half of the square was filled with the afterimages left behind by Lu Kuan and the demonic zombies. The jade floor was also shattered by their footsteps. Ma Jie, the 7 evil sons, and the others could only watch helplessly in the face of such speed. They couldn't use their Dharma treasures. Fellow Taoist Su, hurry up and cast your spell. Ma Jie could only send a voice transmission. Even without Ma Jie's reminder, the Yin-Yang sect's group felt waves of powerful energy fluctuations coming from within the black barrier. Chapter 798. While running, the light on Lu Kuan's legs became more and more dazzling. He was barely able to avoid being caught by the demonic zombie behind him despite the consumption of his magic power. His eyes flickered with golden light as he observed a detail. When the demonic zombie chased after him, in addition to its legs, its arms, elbows, and even its body were twisting to a certain extent, looking very strange. Seeing such a situation, he revealed a look of understanding after thinking for a moment. Understand. The body's source strength can allow the demonic zombie to borrow strength from the void. It can be said that the air behind them is like the ground, helping them accelerate. In comparison, I'm only using my legs to accelerate. Soon after, Lu Kuan felt the intense casting fluctuations from Su Junwen's side and couldn't help but begin to think about his future plans. After the demonic zombie leader discovered that he had the bloodline of the great long-arm ape, it listed him as its primary target to kill. Without Lu Kuan's existence, the remaining people simply wouldn't be able to deal with the demonic zombie whose speed had sharply increased. If a mature magic weapon containing the power of a nascent soul stage couldn't hit the enemy, it would only be a futile waste of magic power. On the contrary, the demonic zombie could wear down the defensive barriers of the three great demonic sects. According to the current situation, he had attracted the demonic zombie. Su Junwen could most likely complete the sealing technique, but because he had used all his strength to activate the bone treasure of his lower limbs, his magic power consumption was enormous. If he didn't have enough magic power, he wouldn't be able to maintain the great long-arm ape, and his fighting strength would be greatly reduced. In a moment, I'll use the demon token to leave first and wait for an opportunity to return after my magic power is restored. The alliance agreement doesn't stipulate that I can't escape. Lu Kuan's eyes flickered, and he immediately thought of a temporary retreat plan. But just as Lu Kuan was thinking, his face suddenly paled. He suddenly felt the surrounding air become incomparably viscous in an instant. An invisible pressure appeared in the air, pressing down on him. For a moment, his speed greatly decreased. Originally, Lu Kuan's speed was only slightly faster than the demonic zombie. With such a change, the demonic zombie immediately caught up. At this critical moment, Lu Kuan couldn't care less about the depletion of his mana. Once again, he used the Power Arm divine ability. Blood chi soared into the sky and overflowed in all directions. The viscosity in the air seemed to be affected by the exuberant blood chi and decreased slightly. As Lu Kuan's arms expanded, a purplish-black 7-foot-long staff and a pitch-black heaven demon hammer appeared in each of his hands. When the 7-foot-long staff first appeared in Lu Kuan's hand, it was still relatively thin. As his arm grew, the long staff gradually became thicker, as if it had undergone a change in size after being infused with mana. This purplish-black staff was the spiritual magic treasure that Lu Kuan had not used for a long time, the purple firmament staff. This spiritual magic treasure had absorbed Lu Kuan's blood essence. After Lu Kuan activated the arm, he could use his transcendence energy to change its size. With the power of the Power Arm divine ability and 2 huge spiritual magic treasures, Lu Kuan instantly erupted with an extremely shocking aura. Facing the approaching demonic zombie, his arms, which carried 450,000 gene of brute force, left behind countless afterimages as he brandished the staff and hammer to meet the attack. Dang, dang, dang. An incomparably intense sound of collision resounded, and a large amount of strong wind swept out in all directions with Lu Kuan as the center. The jade ground that was originally cracked by him and the demonic zombie was completely turned into fine powder by this invisible wind. The invisible force spread all the way to the defensive barrier of the 3 great demonic sects, stirring up waves on it. With such a terrifying aftershock, everyone felt as if they were in a nascent soul stage battlefield. The 2 demonic zombies were shot out like 2 cannonballs after receiving such a barbaric attack. At this moment, they seemed to have lost the support of their physical bodies' origin power. All the demonic cultivators were shocked when they saw the 2 demonic zombies being sent flying. They looked at Lu Kuan with even more reverence. This loose cultivator was still able to unleash such an explosive attack, even now. It was truly terrifying. A strange light flashed through the depths of the Supreme Demon's eyes. When Lu Kuan used the purplish-black staff, the mysterious underworld, 3 extreme blades in his body, suddenly fluctuated slightly. This is our chance. Ma Jie and Han Sha had been paying attention to Lu Kuan's battle. Their eyes suddenly lit up. The blood demon sword and sky halberd soared into the sky, each attacking a demonic zombie. When Lu Kuan unleashed his power, they could naturally see that the demonic zombie had used some kind of ability to cause Lu Kuan's body to falter, allowing him to chase after it. Lu Kuan was the key person for them to deal with the demonic zombies. Now that there was an opportunity, they naturally had to help him. Boom! 2 loud sounds rang out. The blood demon sword and sky halberd accurately struck the demonic zombie. However, the demonic zombie that was protected by a layer of black light and hard scales did not suffer any damage. Its body was only pushed back a little in the air. After Lu Kuan sent the demonic zombie flying, his arms immediately returned to normal. However, he still held the heaven hammer and the shrunken purple firmament staff in his hands. Ever since he absorbed the drop of giant, long-armed ape's blood essence in the demonic beast garden, not only did he increase the number of times he could use the omni-arm divine power, but he also became more proficient in controlling it. Now that he needed to conserve his magic power, the less he used it, the better. Lu Kuan gripped the 2 weapons and looked at the demonic zombie that had regained its balance in the air and was attacking the 2 magic weapons. His eyes revealed a trace of fear. I never thought that the physical source energy would have such a divine power. At that moment, he felt as if he had fallen into a quagmire. There was a large amount of brute force in the void that was squeezing him. Although with his physical strength, the invisible force in the void could not cause him any harm. His speed was unavoidably reduced. Lu Kuan pondered for a moment and guessed that this was the physical source energy divine power. Previously, the physical source energy had been providing the 2 demonic zombies with a boost in speed. The air around him had fallen into a quagmire, producing a compressive force. Clearly, the physical source energy had transformed this kind of force from an auxiliary method into an offensive method. In this moment of crisis, Lu Kuan erupted with the power of the omni-arm divine power and used the 2 magic weapons to isolate the demonic zombie's physical source energy. He had no choice but to face it head-on. The demonic zombie used the physical source energy to activate the compressive force in the air. It seemed as if it had temporarily lost its ability to borrow force from the void, which was why it was easily sent flying by Lu Kuan's sudden attack. I have less than 30% of my magic power left. If the demonic zombie uses a few more rounds of compressive force, I'm afraid I won't be able to resist. Feeling the magic power in his body, Lu Kuan looked at the 2 demonic zombies again. At this moment, they had already mobilized the source energy in their bodies and easily dodged the follow-up attacks from the blood demon sword and heavenly halberd. Their bodies were no longer as slow as feathers. Instead, they borrowed strength from the void and quickly landed on the ground, charging towards Lu Kuan once again. I need to hide at the edge of the plaza. When I have 10% of my magic power left, I will leave immediately. Lu Kuan put away the 2 magic weapons. His body flashed, and he continued to flee. Mason and Han Sha could not catch the demonic zombies' movements, so they could not interfere. During this delay, Su Junwen's sealing technique seemed to have come to an end. A strange fluctuation faintly appeared in the plaza. A large amount of white spirit light slowly appeared on the chaotic restrictions around the Devil Refinement Cave. It flew towards the Devil Refinement Cave's arch door. How can you control the restriction power here? Even if you know the technique, only a true nascent soul cultivator can use it. It's impossible for you to use borrowed nascent soul power. The devil zombie leader in the Devil Refining Cave let out an inconceivable roar, and a terrifying aura spread out from the Devil Refining Cave. The silver restriction around the square seemed to have sensed something, and a resplendent silver lightning appeared in the restriction in the sky. As if it sensed the appearance of the silver lightning, the demonic zombie leader did not charge out. It roared, "You want to seal the devil refinement cave and kill my subordinates? I won't let you do as you wish. This restriction won't hold me for long. I will come out sooner or later. When that time comes, I will devour all of you cultivators." As the demonic zombie leader roared, the two top-notch demonic zombies seemed to have received some kind of order. They stopped chasing Lu Kuan and charged madly towards the devil refinement cave. Lu Kuan's dermic powers were depleted. He naturally did not stop them. Mason and Hun Sha could not stop the demonic zombies either. Everyone could only watch helplessly as the demonic zombies entered the devil refinement cave. Soon, a large amount of white spirit light surged into the devil refinement cave's arch door. A powerful restriction power gradually took shape above it. Everyone could not help but heave a sigh of relief. But at that moment, something strange happened. A large amount of white spirit light also shot out from the Jade Plaza. The spirit light seemed to be affected by Su Junwen's sealing technique. Apart from surging towards the devil refinement cave, most of it shot towards the nearby devil cleansing cave. As the white spirit light dissipated, the Jade Plaza began to tremble violently. The dark Jade Plaza that had been trampled by Lu Kuan and the demonic zombies began to crack rapidly under the tremors. It was as though it was about to shatter. At the same time, the restrictive power above the plaza increased inexplicably. The fiendish cultivators of the three sects were alarmed by the anomaly. As they looked at the plaza that was about to shatter, they tried their best to conjure the powers of their nascent souls. They attempted to fly up with the fiendish cultivators of their respective sections. However, under the effects of the restrictive power, they were unable to fly. They could only hide in their respective defensive barriers and rely on their nascent soul-level defenses to resist the unknown anomaly. Lu Kuan was originally at the edge of the plaza. When he saw the sudden anomaly, he did not hesitate to take out the fiendish devil token. He pressed it against the silver restriction that enveloped the plaza. A white light flashed, and he vanished from the spot. Chapter 799. Where is this place? Lu Kuan shook his dizzy head and looked around. This was a pitch-black cave filled with dense, demonic chi. It was only about 30 meters wide, and there were many rocks scattered on the ground. Not far ahead, there was a passageway that looked like an exit, but it was blocked by a few huge rocks. The soil and rocks on the ground were very ordinary, but the soil and walls contained some kind of restrictive power, which made Lu Kuan feel a burst of fear. Obviously, he couldn't use spells to escape. Under Lu Kuan's feet was a small teleportation array. Obviously, after he activated the demon token, he didn't directly leave the Jade Stone Plaza, but was teleported here. The restrictions on the Demon Island and the Demon Spirit Island are the same. Activating the demon token will bring me to the node set by the array. It seems like this is the node of the array outside. Lu Kuan carefully looked at the array under his feet for a while. He could only tell that this was a one-way array. Then he used his fist to knock on the ground and found that the restrictive spell was very strong. It seemed to be some kind of large-scale defensive array that couldn't be broken by a core formation stage cultivator. He then walked to the exit of the cave that was blocked by the huge rock and found that the huge rock above was not covered by any restrictive spell. With his strength, it seemed like he could easily break it. I'm not in a hurry to go out. I have less than 20% of my spiritual power left. Although the demon refining cave is sealed, it's inevitable that there will be other dangers. I should recover my spiritual power first. The bone treasures in my body also need to be repaired. Thinking of this, Lu Kuan lightly patted his ribs. A yellow light flashed, and the little monkey appeared on his shoulder. It scratched its ears and cheeks and looked around curiously. Xiao Jin, can your divine ability pass through the restrictive spell here? The little monkey's ears twitched and it shook its head. It raised its hand and pointed at the exit that was blocked by the huge rock. Ji, the restrictive spell here is obstructing you. You can only hear it from the direction of the cave. Lu Kuan rubbed his chin and found a place to sit cross-legged. He instructed, Xiao Jin, help me listen for any movements. I need to recover my transcendence energy. Xiao Jin nodded. He sat beside Lu Kuan and shook his light golden ears. At the same time, he was also slowly circulating some kind of spell in his body. The surrounding pure devil qi slowly surged into his body, and a painful expression gradually appeared on his monkey face. The little monkey was multitasking. On one hand, it was paying attention to the movements in the distance. On the other hand, it was cultivating the body-tempering demonic technique that it had just learned. Seeing this, Lu Kuan's eyes showed some gratification. After the little monkey found that it could not intervene in some of Lu Kuan's battles, it cultivated harder, wanted to enter the bone treasure stage as soon as possible. The devil chi here was incomparably dense. It was of great help to the little monkey's body-tempering demonic technique. Carefully controlling the destructive power of the devil chi and the devil chi could accelerate the refining of the little monkey's internal organs. Unfortunately, only the little monkey was suitable for this method. Lu Kuan's body-tempering disciples could not cultivate because of the fixed bone attributes. Lu Kuan composed himself. He took out a few spirit stones from his soft rib storage magic tool and placed them directly between his internal organs. In this environment with dense devil chi, it was easier for him to absorb the spirit stones in his body. In this way, Lu Kuan circulated the imperial thunder body tempering technique and recovered his physical body's transcendence energy. On the square where Lu Kuan fought before, the original jade platform had disappeared. What appeared in its place was a huge, deep pit with a diameter of 100 feet. It was dark and looked unfathomable. Chaotic restrictive spells flashed in the pit. The bottom of the pit was covered with all kinds of huge rocks. There was also a lot of dust in the air. Suddenly, several demonic lights flashed. Many of the huge rocks were blasted into pieces, revealing the 3 demonic sects' protective barrier buried under it. Ma Jie stood within the crimson barrier of the blood-refining sect and scanned the surroundings with his consciousness. He discovered that this was a pit sealed off by a chaotic restriction. His expression darkened as he spoke to the pitch-black barrier that was half buried in rocks not far away. "What are you doing here?" "Fellow Taoist Su, did you really just cast a sealing spell? Why did the entire square shatter?" Violent demonic energy fluctuations appeared inside the pitch-black barrier. It shattered the rocks beside it. The pitch-black luster on the barrier gradually condensed into a terrifying black light that entered Su Junwen's body. The barrier returned to its purplish-black color. Ma Jie's eyes narrowed when he saw this. Su Junwen's move was already troublesome for him. He could easily withdraw the nascent soul energy that he used. He could not do that at all. On the other side, Hunsha had also used the nascent soul energy. He was also afraid of Su Junwen. However, his eyes flickered when he thought of the alliance agreement between the Yin-Yang sect and the Seven Fiends sect. Su Junwen looked at the expressions of the demonic cultivators from the 2 sects and sneered. "You guys saw the devil refining cave being sealed just now." The devil zombie leader inside also admitted that it was a spell used to seal the devil refining cave. As for why the plaza suddenly collapsed, this Su has no idea. Hunsha spoke at this moment. "Brother Ma, the change in the square shouldn't have anything to do with fellow Taoist Su. It should have something to do with Zhang Tianbiao. When he was chasing after the devil zombie, he destroyed most of the jade floor of the square. It's very likely that he damaged some of the restrictive spells on the square. In addition, fellow Taoist Su's sealing spell affected the restrictive spells here. That's why such a change happened." Hunsha continued. "This itinerant cultivator, surnamed Zhang, is extremely mysterious. He seems to have some understanding of the devil zombie leader's cultivation method. Not long ago, when the square collapsed, he actually had a way to leave the square's restrictive spells. I'm guessing that he has inherited some of the Yi Yuan sect's legacies." Ma Jie raised his eyebrows. He recalled the previous scene. In the beginning, when Zhang Tianbiao was talking to the devil zombie leader, he mentioned something about the cloud wave body tempering technique, chi blood, and devil energy. It seemed that they were all cultivation methods from the Yuan sect. Moreover, during the battle, Zhang Tianbiao would intentionally or unintentionally approach the edge of the square's restrictive spells. It was obvious that he was prepared to leave the square at any time. Ma Jie's expression turned ugly. Zhang Tianbiao has taken the corpse of a top-level devil zombie and the devil zombie leader's storage bracelet. I'm afraid he has long planned to leave. He only signed a contract with us to prevent us from joining forces against him. As he spoke, Ma Jie clenched his fist and raised his right hand. He tossed a devil bead that shone with a black light into his mouth. Then, his body surged with blood devil energy and rich nascent soul energy. As he made a series of mysterious hand seals, the nascent soul energy gradually disappeared from his body. It was as if it had never existed in the first place. After doing all this, Ma Jie exhaled slowly and said, "The crisis of the devil zombie is over. Let's think of a way to leave this place first. The restrictive spell here is extremely strong. Even nascent soul energy can't resist it." Su Junwen watched Ma Jie swallow the devil bead. A hint of caution appeared in his eyes. Although he knew that the devil bead couldn't be used again for a short period of time after it was used once, nothing was certain. Ma Jie might have used a secret technique to seal the devil bead. Perhaps he could still use the remaining nascent soul energy in it. The situation in the Devil Technique Pavilion also proved that there were other people in the blood refining sect who possessed the devil bead. The number 1 devil sect in the Qi Kingdom was not to be underestimated. Hunsha had the same idea as Su Junwen. He also thought that Ma Jie had sealed the nascent soul energy. He narrowed his eyes and looked around. The restrictive spell here is chaotic. We should be able to find a way out. However, our devil energy isn't at its best. Let's recover first. Ma Jie understood what Hunsha meant. The 7 evil spirits' nascent soul energy was converted by the devil energy of the 7 of them. It was consumed very quickly. However, when he thought of his fellow sect members behind him, he snorted and said, "That's how it should be." After saying that, Ma Jie set up a layer of defensive restriction around them. The other devil cultivators of the blood refining sect retracted their blood-colored barrier. Each of them looked nervous as they held onto their devil stones and tried their best to recover their devil energy. Hunsha and Su Junwen looked at each other. Without saying anything, they also retracted their barriers and set up defensive restrictions to recover their devil energy. Without the threat of the devil zombies, the relationship between the 3 devil sects immediately became delicate. In their current state, even if the alliance was no longer effective, they wouldn't dare to fight recklessly. Su Junwen still had a lot of nascent soul energy in his body. He was the best at using it. However, it was also a bottomless source. After using it, it would be gone. The yin-yang phantom demonic art could only be used once. Moreover, the other devil cultivators of the yin-yang sect were weaker. As for the 7 evil spirits' nascent soul energy, although they could use it as long as they had devil energy, they didn't want to use it too often. Because of Lu Kuan, the 7 evil spirits had entered the late core formation realm in a hurry. They hadn't completely stabilized their core formation realm. If they used too much of their secret technique, it might damage their golden core origin and cause their core formation realm to drop. Chapter 800. 2 days passed by in the blink of an eye. Lu Kuan used his body to wrap the spirit stones to recover his magic power to its peak in such a short time. If it were a normal cultivator, it would take at least 5 days to recover in this environment. Lu Kuan glanced at the little monkey and found that it was still cultivating. Its ears continued to flash with traces of golden light. It was obviously using the spirit ear ability to pay attention to the surrounding movements. Lu Kuan touched his right shoulder. The part of his right shoulder that had been attacked by the demonic zombie had already completely recovered. Lu Kuan sighed with emotion. The devouring power of the demonic zombie's blood and flesh is astonishing. To it, my body is the most delicious food. The destructive power produced by the blood essence and thunder attribute magic power is also incomparably terrifying. Just a little bit of demonic power was enough to destroy a piece of my flesh. He couldn't help but think, if I can transfer the blood essence demonic power into my own blood and make it and the thunder attribute magic power inside the bone treasure mutually annihilate each other, then the destructive power produced will definitely be far more effective in tempering the bone treasure than the blood essence demonic power. Thinking of this, Lu Kuan's hand flashed with spiritual light. Two demonic zombie corpses covered in purplish-black scales appeared on the ground in front of him. One of the heads had disappeared, and the other had a hole in its forehead. The one with the missing head was the demonic zombie he killed in the devil refining cave. The one with the hole in its forehead was the top-level demonic zombie he killed together with the blood-refining sect. Lu Kuan took a deep breath and channeled all of his powerful spiritual sense into his eyes. Two blinding rays of golden light appeared in his eyes as he stared at the dantian of the two corpses. Through the scales of the demonic zombie, Lu Kuan could barely see a purplish-black golden core in the dantian of the demonic zombie. Because it was wrapped in the body of the demonic zombie, it didn't leak any aura. Lu Kuan closed his eyes and withdrew the golden eye ability. He frowned and said, "The body of the demonic zombie is a little strange. After its soul was destroyed, the blood essence demonic core didn't suck it dry. It seems that the corpse is still very full. The blood essence demonic core is also very quiet inside. It's very different from the one cultivated by the cloudy body tempering art." After thinking for a moment, Lu Kuan took out a dozen spiritual talismans. Under the control of a spell, he stuck them to the two demonic zombies' bodies, especially the dantian. These two blood essence demonic cores are at the late core formation stage. The demonic core of the top-level demonic zombie is even at the peak core formation stage. It's best to seal them in the body of the demonic zombie. As for using them to temper the bone treasure, a look of hesitation flashed across Lu Kuan's eyes. Through the inherited memories of his bloodline, he had a deep understanding of this kind of magic power. The more he understood, the more he knew how greedy this kind of energy was. He put away the corpses of the demonic zombies and shook his head. "Forget it. I'll get the Blood Demon Art's core formation stage cultivation method first. Otherwise, I won't be able to transfer the normal demonic power of the demonic core into my blood." Lu Kuan's eyes flashed coldly. "But I have to think of a way to get the other demonic zombie corpses in the hands of the 7 evil spirits and the blood-refining sect. The more blood essence demonic cores of this level, the better." Then he reached into the inner side of the black spirit armor and took out a sparkling jade bracelet. "This demonic zombie battle will be of great help to me in the next realm of body cultivation. The key to reaching the nascent soul stage should be how to cultivate high-level energy like the origin power of the body. I wonder if there's something I want in this storage bracelet." After Lu Kuan stole the bracelet from the devil refining cave, because of the continuous battles, he only used his spiritual sense to scan it. He found that besides a large number of demonic stones, there was only one jade slip. Now that he was in a relatively safe environment, he couldn't wait to explore it with his spiritual sense. As expected of a leader, there are more than 50,000 demonic stones. Unfortunately, there's only one jade slip. He rummaged through the pile of demonic stones in the storage bracelet and found that there was nothing else besides this jade slip. With a somewhat nervous expression, he probed the jade slip. "It's a diary." Lu Kuan's spiritual sense shook and the diary-like narration rushed to his face. 25 years old. I'm so happy today. The immortal-like ancestor actually talked to me alone, hoping that I can cultivate the newly created demonic cultivation method, the demonic metamorphosis mother-child art. Right, I heard that Big Brother also chose the demonic metamorphosis mother-child art. Since I've just reached foundation establishment, I'll take it. 35 years old. This cultivation method is so difficult. Elder has only just started it, and it doesn't seem to have been completely perfected. There are many key points that need to be comprehended by oneself. I'm still at foundation establishment stage. Apart from the improvement of my spiritual sense, I haven't gained anything. I can't use the divine abilities inside. Big Brother is so powerful. In just 10 years, he has cultivated the demonic metamorphosis mother-child art to the middle foundation establishment stage. No, I must not lose to him. 65 years old. It's true that cultivation is without time. This time, I've been in seclusion for 30 years. Finally, I've cultivated to the middle foundation establishment stage. Hey, why didn't they let me go to the battlefield to fight with the devil race? Only fighting can increase the strength of a cultivator. Damn it, what's the use of this demonic metamorphosis mother-child art? I can't even beat Junior Brother Ma, who is at foundation establishment stage. Junior Sister Zhu also thinks that this cultivation method has no future and is unwilling to become my Taoist companion. What should I do? Right, I'll ask Big Brother. I didn't think that Big Brother would endure even more criticism than I did. The Han family even broke off their engagement with Big Brother because of this technique that had no future. But Big Brother didn't move at all. He actually cultivated to the peak of the middle stage of foundation establishment. Is this cultivation method really like Big Brother said? Is it really a test for the Yuan school to cultivate core disciples? If Big Brother can persevere, I can too. 98 years old. Finally, I've reached the late foundation establishment stage. I didn't expect that this demonic metamorphosis mother-child art would be considered as a true entry to the late foundation establishment stage. The demonic metamorphosis mother-child art in my body has a strong compatibility. Moreover, I can use my spirit sense to cast many secret techniques. With the assistance of such demonic metamorphosis mother-child art, I'm afraid any foundation establishment stage demonic metamorphosis mother-child art in my hands can be quickly cultivated to success. Big Brother has reached the peak of foundation establishment stage. It's really amazing. If the core formation stage goes smoothly, then he will be 100 years old. Among the foundation establishment disciples of Yuan school, he will at least be ranked in the top 100. I heard that the devil race has almost been annihilated. I know that the human race will certainly win. Unfortunately, the elders in the school won't let me participate in the battle. 99 years old. I didn't expect that in Yuan school, there are 200 disciples who have cultivated the demonic metamorphosis mother-child art and entered the late foundation establishment stage. The elders in the school let us cultivate this cultivation method because they want us to find the path of body refining cultivation. It's truly inconceivable that such a frail body can resist spells and magic treasures. No wonder Big Brother has been persevering. I'm afraid he already knew about it and created a cultivation method. If he succeeds, he can immediately become an elder of Yuan school. In our Hong family, only the old ancestor is an elder. There are two paths for us to choose from in the sect. One is to refine the ape demon beasts as sub-bodies and test our cultivation methods on them. The other is to provide us with demon corpses so that we can explore the devil corpse refining technique and find the secrets of body refining from the demon corpses. It's really hard to choose. Today, I quarreled with Big Brother. He thinks that the monkey and the human race have similar bodies. Only by constantly testing the devil techniques on the monkey sub-bodies can we create a suitable cultivation method for the human race. But I think that the monster race and the human race are not the same. On the contrary, the devil race's appearance is similar to ours. I heard that the powerful devil race can resist a Yuaniing stage powerhouse with only their body. There must be a secret in their body that we have not discovered. If I explore this mystery, the human race can also refine their body. Chapter 801. Hong Yin Tian? Hong Yin Tong? Could it be that this guy is the younger brother that Hong Yin Tong was talking about, and the older brother mentioned in this handbook is Hong Yin Tong? Lu Kuan muttered to himself when he saw this. When I possessed the little monkey, I saw an ordinary-looking woman. She was the ancestor of the Hong family. She did say that other disciples of the illusion devil mother-child technique had other arrangements. Is it to refine devil corpses? Lu Kuan's bloodline memory emerged in his mind. He became more curious and continued reading. 100 years old. I didn't expect the devil race's cultivation level to be similar to us cultivators. The level below Yuanying is called Devil Soldier. From level 1 to level 7, the energy in the body is the same as cultivators from gaseous state to liquid state. At level 5, the energy is condensed into a devil core. Level 7 Devil Soldier is equivalent to a late core formation stage cultivator. These devils came from the outside world, but they actually broke through to the nascent soul stage. This is strange. Devil Nascent Soul is at the level of Devil General. He is also a small leader in the devil race. According to the elders, the devil race is equivalent to the monster race who can use magical weapons. They can attack with their flesh and also have powerful devil weapons. Their only weakness is that they are not like the human race who can use all kinds of magic of the 5 elements. They are stronger than cultivators of the same level. Even if these devils are strong, they are still defeated by us. The elders said that they can provide us with enough devil corpses. If we make progress in refining corpses, they can even give us the Devil King's corpse for research. Devil King, that is equivalent to the existence of Huashan stage. It turns out that refining corpses was created by the ancestors of our Yuan school. In addition to the devil race, there is also the underworld insect race. These damn alien races, the energy they cultivate is different from ours. Why do they still covet our Xioshin world? The ancestors of our school discovered that the underworld insect race's cold, yin energy can turn the human cultivators' corpses into a new species. After thousands of years of research, they created the cold, yin energy to control corpses, which laid the foundation of refining corpses. If an immortal cultivator directly circulates the cold energy in their meridians, it will only lead to chaos in their soul, and they will gradually become a bloodthirsty zombie without any consciousness. They will no longer be their original self. Therefore, using the corpse refining method to refine the body is simply not feasible. Furthermore, after becoming a zombie, if you want to improve your strength, you have to spend a lot of time refining it with the yin energy. According to Elder's judgment, the progress of refining a zombie is very slow. The strongest zombie in Elder's hands right now is only at the peak of the core bearing stage. No wonder the elders want to use the path of demonic zombies. Even if refining demonic zombies is not useful for the path of body refining, they can still transform the corpses of the demons into battle force. Zombies are transformed from human cultivators. Their bodies are naturally weak. It takes a lot of time for them to become strong. But demons are different. Their bodies are originally very strong. Seeing this, Lu Kuan couldn't help but think of Wang Shitong. That guy could be considered a genius. He combined the Vajra Sutra and the corpse refining technique to refine the body of a zombie and a human. He specially operated the yin energy in his body to protect his consciousness. Otherwise, if he operated the yin energy in his meridians, his consciousness would definitely be in chaos. According to the description in the letter, Yuan School established the corpse refining technique based on the invasion of the Dark Insect clan. The time in the letter seemed to be 1,000 years after the invasion of the Dark Insect clan. At that time, the strongest zombie was only a high-level bronze armored corpse, which was similar to his corpse priest. The corpse refining technique of the present immortal cultivation world had probably been modified countless times. After all, tens of thousands of years had passed. Even wild silver armored corpses had appeared in the immortal cultivation world. Shaking his head, Lu Kuan continued to read. 101 years old. Today, I finally finished learning the corpse refining technique. I can officially study the corpses of the demons. The Phantom Mother technique is really powerful. It can easily refine the corpses of the demons into sub-bodies. It can also control their energy. Next, let me try the corpse refining technique. Well, Is it because of my talent or something else? I only destroyed 3 corpses and turned a demon corpse into a demonic zombie. However, I still need to try the energy route and find a better way. It seems that the corpses of the demons are similar to humans. They don't resist the energy. Sigh. It turns out that I'm not a genius. 102 disciples of the Phantom Mother technique have basically succeeded in turning demon corpses into demonic zombies. They're indeed demons. After being turned into demonic zombies, the strength of the body alone is far beyond the chi refining stage. I'm afraid they can even threaten the early foundation establishment stage cultivators. 102 years old. Today, the elders suddenly gathered all of us together and ordered us to find a way to develop a new type of demonic power that can operate in both our bodies and the demonic zombies at the same time. It's similar to the energy of the corpse refining technique. He said that only by doing so can we understand the bodies of the demons. Hearing the elders' order, a few disciples immediately objected. They heard that when they first started researching the corpse refining technique 1,000 years ago, those cultivators who directly circulated the coldine energy in their bodies ended up becoming zombies without any consciousness. What if the coldine energy they researched was the same as the coldine energy and turned them into zombies? These people are really pedantic. They deserve to be killed by the elder. I agree with the elder. If we and the demonic zombies are only connected by the Phantom Mother technique, and we can't use the same energy, how can we discover the secrets of the demons' bodies? I heard that my brother has made some progress and created a preliminary technique. He has already started to practice on the ape's body. I can't lose to him. I have to find a way to cultivate this demonic power first. 103 years old. What should I do? A year has passed, and I've already destroyed more than 10 demon corpses. I can't transform the energy into demonic power at all in the bodies of the demons. Even if the ancestor lends me the sacred item of the netherworld, it's useless. I understand now. The failure is because I don't understand the energy. I can't find the point of convergence between the demonic power and the energy. So there's only one way, that is to learn from the elders of the past and refine myself into a zombie. Even if I turn into a zombie, it will still take several years. During this time, my consciousness will still be intact. I'll use this time to complete the transformation of the energy. Only by putting myself at death's door can I force out my potential. I want people to know that the elder brother is a genius, and the younger brother is not bad either. 105 years old, 2 years of cultivation. I have a better understanding of the energy, but my consciousness is showing signs of blurring. My head is full of thoughts of eating flesh and blood. It's as if cultivating the energy gives me this instinct. All right, why doesn't my demonic zombie body have any thoughts of eating flesh and blood? Damn it, my head is starting to hurt again. 106 years old. Thanks to the Phantom Mother-Child technique, I've held on for another year. The demonic zombie body can share the burden of my desire to eat flesh and blood. Damn it, I'm 70% sure that I can cultivate the energy attribute, but my consciousness can't hold on any longer. What did I do? Oh my god, I actually ate the rotten flesh of the demonic zombie body. How could I do this? Did I really become a zombie? No. If I became a zombie, how could I have the consciousness to record all this? My consciousness has recovered. Fortunately, other than the pale skin, I still look like a human. I didn't turn into a zombie. Could it be that the demonic zombie body's flesh and blood helped me resist the energy's erosion of my consciousness? 116 years old. Haha, 10 years, a full 10 years, I finally succeeded. My body contains the energy attribute of the energy. My previous guess was correct. The body of the devil race has a secret that we have never discovered. I successively refined 30 demonic soldier-level demonic zombie bodies. The flesh and blood of these demonic zombies were soaked in the energy and helped me to successfully create this new type of demonic zombie body. The energy is the energy of the underworld insect clan, So this new type of demonic zombie body is called dark demonic zombie body. Ha ha ha. I knew it. I was the only one who succeeded. Others didn't succeed. They obviously didn't have the courage to refine their own corpses. Brother, we Hong brothers have already become famous in Yuan school. Damn it, they actually want me to hand over the cultivation method of the dark demonic zombie body. I worked hard to create this method, but if I don't hand it over, the Yuaniing level elders can easily search my soul. Chapter 802. These words made Lu Kuin's hair stand on end. In order to create nether demonic energy, Hong Yintian had even eaten the corpses of demonic zombies for 10 years. A first-grade demonic zombie is only at the chi condensation stage, so its body shouldn't be that strong. But how did it absorb such flesh? And how did it maintain its consciousness? Lu Kuin continued reading. 117 years old. After 10 years of cultivation, I have thoroughly understood the cultivation method of nether demonic energy. It is to cultivate together with the demonic zombie subbody. The nether demonic energy absorbs the energy from the demonic zombie's body, which then increases the demonic energy in my body. Only by cultivating the two can the nether demonic energy increase. 119 years old. The nether demonic energy has successfully entered the liquid state. As expected, a second-grade demonic zombie can break through. And I feel that my body is full of strength, much stronger than a foundation establishment stage cultivator. Just by raising my hand, I have the strength of several thousand kilograms. The nether demonic energy can actually improve the body. 122 years old. What's going on? My mind is in chaos again. I desperately want flesh and blood. Today, I met a few fellow disciples, and I wanted to bite them. I couldn't hold back and swallowed the flesh of a second-grade demonic zombie subbody. That's how I solved it before. And no, my mind hasn't recovered. I'm still in a state of chaos. How am I still awake? What? This time, I even swallowed the rotting innards of the demonic zombie. Ugh, how can this be? I only need to eat flesh and blood. Why do I have to eat the innards this time? Could it be that after the nether demonic energy enters the liquid state, the demonic zombie's flesh isn't enough to help me regain consciousness? The nether demonic energy in my body has improved so much. My body is continuously improving, and so is my strength. It seems that I've found a way to refine my body. In the blink of an eye, 8 years have passed. Every time I cultivate my nether devil power, I'll have problems with my mind. However, as long as I consume the flesh and organs of a second-level devil corpse, I'll be able to recover. At the same time, my nether devil power will increase greatly. I've already reached the peak of early foundation establishment. If I apply for a third-level devil corpse, I should be able to break through. 131 years old. His nether demonic power has successfully entered the middle stage of foundation establishment. His physical body has also improved quite a bit. However, what should he do about his mind? The corpse of a third-grade demonic soldier is already quite precious. It's not that easy to apply for one. I have to inform the elders that every breakthrough in the nether devil art requires the consumption of devil corpses. Otherwise, they will discover the problem sooner or later. This cultivation technique of mine can definitely improve the physical body. I will definitely get their support. Damn it, they actually think that the potential of the nether devil art is far inferior to Big Brother's. How is that possible? Big Brother's cultivation technique has only just been tested on the child body. He hasn't even cultivated his own blood essence. But I've already cultivated my nether devil power to the middle stage of foundation establishment. The elders concluded that my nether devil power can bring out the essence of a devil's body and nourish the human body. That's why my physical body can improve. Unfortunately, the efficiency is too low. I've wasted a lot of devil corpses. After all, my physical body is much weaker than a devil of the same level. They said that I've gone astray. The correct path is to use nether devil power to understand the mysteries of the devil's body, and not blindly cultivate nether devil power. They want me to find the true difference between a devil's body and a human's body. Today, I had a quarrel with the ancestor. I can't refute her reason. The spatial rift of the devil race has already been sealed. My nether devil art relies on devil corpses to cultivate, so it's impossible to pass it down. Have I really gone astray? No, I have to continue cultivating. The body of a low-level devil won't be able to detect anything. I have to form a nether devil core. Only high-level devil corpses are worth studying. 160 years old, nether devil power has reached the late stage of foundation establishment. How ironic. Although my physical body has become stronger, the breath I exhale is filled with the stench of corpses. My muscles have also become stiff. I finally understand now. I've already become a half-zombie. My body has completely deviated from that of a human. It's somewhere between a devil zombie and a human. That's why I can absorb the essence of devil corpses and improve my physical body. Nether devil power and coldine energy have the same side effect. It will cause a human to gradually lose consciousness. However, the essence of devil flesh should have the effect of maintaining consciousness. Every time I devour the flesh of a devil zombie, nether devil power will absorb the essence of the flesh and refine it, transforming my physical body. With the addition of the phantom devil child mother art, I can maintain my consciousness. Devouring the flesh of a devil is transforming my flesh. Devouring the organs of a devil is transforming my organs, causing my muscles to stiffen and my mouth to exhale corpse gas. I'm no longer a human. Sigh. I'd better find the elders and confess everything. The elders aren't surprised at all. It's as if they already know that I'm devouring devil corpses. Sigh, that's right. What kind of realm are they in? How could I hide my actions from them? The elders said that I'm still a human. Only when I lose consciousness can I be considered a different race. I'm only cultivating a technique that transforms my physical body. They think that my technique should be called Devil Zombie Body Refining Technique and not Nether Devil Child Mother Art. They encouraged me to continue cultivating and see if I can break through to the nascent soul stage. They wanted to see what changes would occur to my Nether Devil power and physical body. At that time, they would provide me with Devil Generals and even Devil King's corpses. This Devil Zombie Body Refining Technique, they would also let the remaining disciples of the Phantom Devil Child Mother Art cultivate it. All the devil corpses would be for us to use. The elders also said that the Devil Kings and some high-level Devil Generals of the Devil race all have a kind of top-body divine ability. It's a headache for the elders. If my Devil Zombie Body Refining Technique absorbs the essence of devil corpses, I might be able to discover the secret of this divine ability. 182 years old. I heard that Big Brother had successfully cultivated the demonic chi of blood. The elders were all shocked. They believed that the cloudy body refining technique could be cultivated to the nascent soul stage. Big Brother also became the youngest elder in the sect. I've now reached the peak of foundation establishment. I'm going to try to break through. If I succeed, I'll go and find Big Brother. We haven't seen each other for many years, 187 years old. The breakthrough was daunting, but not dangerous. A nether devil core condensed in my body. The strength of my physical body increased greatly. I have more than 20,000 gene of strength. It's a pity that it's still too weak compared to the devils of the same level. I heard that a 5th-grade devil weapon can explode with a strength of 100,000 gene. AI. Big Brother doesn't want to see me. He's 2 years older than me. Now that he doesn't have much time left, I'm afraid that the cloudy body refining technique can't continue to break through. No wonder the elders don't want to explore the path of body refining. Their lifespan is more precious. I heard that the seniors in the sect are all studying ascension to the higher realms. 190 years old, what? Big Brother actually died. He failed to break through next to the true devil pool. He left behind a demonic chi of blood. I'm going to take a look. My consciousness is in chaos again. The flesh and organs of a fifth-grade devil zombie. I'm coming. Gulu gulu. Ah, it's actually not effective. How is this possible? Fortunately, the Phantasm Devil Mother-Child technique can help me hold on for a while. Is it because I've entered the core formation stage? When the nether devil energy was in a gaseous state, I swallowed the flesh and blood of the devil zombie. The liquid nether devil energy plus the organs left the devil zombie with only its bones left. I can't bite through the bones of a fifth-grade devil zombie. Do I have to grind it into powder? Chapter 803. Lu Kuan's eyes revealed a bit of reminiscence. The letter mentioned that Hong Yintong had failed to break through and died. The last scene of his bloodline memory echoed in his mind. He unconsciously sighed and calmed himself down before continuing to read. I don't want to die. The devil zombie body refining art has just reached the core formation stage and has already displayed a certain amount of power. Although this technique has limited improvements to the physical body, the fifth-grade devil zombie subbody is extremely strong. It has a strength of 100,000 with a raise of its hand. Through nether demonic energy, I can control this devil zombie as if it were my own limbs. Even if I don't have a magic weapon, an ordinary early core formation stage cultivator wouldn't be my match. That's right, I'll tell the elders. The elders will definitely have a way to help me. Damn it, is my nether demonic energy too low level or the quality of the devil race's bones too high? Even if the elders refined them, they couldn't absorb them. They even gave me the flesh of a devil general for me to devour. But this isn't a subbody I've refined, so I can't absorb it. 192 years old. Phew, the elders used the blood essence refining formation to refine my devil zombie subbody's bones into blood essence. After I swallowed it, my consciousness was barely restored. I know the flaw of the devil zombie body refining art. At every stage, I need to devour my own devil zombie subbody. At different stages, the location of the devouring is also different. When I first cultivated gaseous nether demonic energy, I devoured the flesh of the devil zombie subbody. During this process, I refined more than 10 first-grade devil zombies and also devoured more than 10 of their flesh. Only then did I enter the next stage. The part of my body that was strengthened was also the outermost layer of flesh. Next, when I entered the foundation establishment stage, which was the liquid nether demonic energy, it seemed that devouring flesh wasn't enough, so I added internal organs. At this stage, in addition to my flesh being strengthened, my internal organs were also strengthened. Now that I'm in the core bearing stage, I have to devour the bones as well. My bones should be gradually strengthened in the future. The higher the rank of the devil, the stronger the bones are. The existence of the devil general stage would already have bone spurs growing out. They can totally compete with original infant stage magical treasures. In the future, if I want to maintain my consciousness, I need the elders to help me refine the devil zombie subbody every once in a while and refine its bones into blood essence. But why is the location different every time? Is it related to the mystery of the devil race's body refinement? 193 years old. I got the complete Cloudflow body tempering mantra. Sigh, I didn't even get to see my brother before he turned into ashes, leaving behind only a blood chi demonic pill. The elders have studied the blood chi demonic pill. They said that it contains the flesh and blood essence of brother and his ape body. It also seems to have the true demonic will. It has only been a few years since Big Brother cultivated his chi and blood demonic power, so it is impossible for him to reach the foundation establishment realm so quickly. Therefore, the elder guessed that Big Brother used his chi and blood demonic power and the illusory devil materia technique to devour the essence of the ape's flesh and blood, allowing his chi and blood demonic power to increase rapidly. The chi and blood demonic core contains the true demonic will. It's very likely that during the breakthrough, he triggered the true demonic will in the demonic pool. My brother's divine sense is only at the early stage of the core formation realm at most. There's no way he could resist this kind of demonic will. That's why his breakthrough failed. That's right. Big Brother's demonic chi and blood and illusory devil mother-child art can devour the flesh and blood essence of the devil zombie child body. Since I need to maintain my consciousness, I need to devour the flesh and blood essence of the devil zombie child body. Wouldn't the two complement each other perfectly? I completely understand Big Brother's cultivation technique. It is indeed a path of body refinement. I heard the elders say that many disciples have already been arranged to cultivate it. I still need to observe the follow-up results. AI, there's actually a problem with my consciousness. I have to trouble the elder to refine my devil zombie child body again. I can't go on like this. 195 years old, very good. The underworld demonic pill has successfully entered the devil zombie child body. Through the illusory devil materia technique, I can also control the underworld demonic power. This way, my main body can be freed, and I can cultivate the profound cloud body refinement art on the side. 199 years old, not bad. The underworld demonic pill can also return to the body. The chi and blood demonic power in the meridians don't seem to have any conflict with the underworld demonic pill. It seems that cultivating it on the side won't be a problem. I must solve the flaw of the devil zombie body refinement art. I can't die on the path of cultivation like Big Brother. 202 years old, successfully cultivated the liquid chi and blood demonic power. The profound cloud body refinement art has entered the foundation establishment realm. Just like other disciples who cultivate it, the chi and blood demonic power has an extremely strong concealment ability. It is very difficult to discover when it is not used. My physical body has become somewhat thin and weak. Only after urging the chi and blood demonic power will it become full. This feeling of being filled with power is truly intoxicating. Heavens, I actually have the strength of 50,000 pounds. One must know that the strength of a second-grade demonic weapon is only 20,000 pounds. I understand now. I have already cultivated the devil zombie body refinement art to the core formation realm. My physical body has been strengthened once. Now that I am dual cultivating the profound cloud body refinement art, the strength of my physical body will naturally increase dramatically. Since the chi and blood demonic power has entered the liquid state, the next step is the most crucial moment. Devour the devil zombie's flesh and blood. I will create a new first-grade devil zombie as a sub-body and test the chi and blood demonic power. Amazing! The chi and blood demonic power enveloped the chi and blood demonic power and entered the first-grade devil zombie's body. The chi and blood demonic power circulated for a period of time and absorbed the essence of the devil zombie's body. The growth of the chi and blood demonic power is very fast. The first-grade devil zombie's flesh and blood turned into ashes, but its organs and bones are still there. Could it be that the essence of the first-grade devil zombie's body is in its flesh and blood? Strange. If it was a second-grade devil zombie, the chi and blood demonic power would only devour its organs. Why didn't it devour its flesh and blood this time? 250 years old, the chi and blood demonic power has devoured the bodies of countless low-level devil zombies and entered the peak of the foundation establishment realm. Under the influence of the dark demonic pill, the two seem to be fusing. I heard that the other disciples who cultivate the profound cloud body refinement art are currently at the early stage of the foundation establishment realm. Their cultivation speed is so slow. Clearly, they don't have sub-bodies for the chi and blood demonic power to devour. It would be strange if they didn't slow down by relying on their own physical bodies. It's a pity that the problem of my mind hasn't been resolved. Do I have to think of a way to condense the chi and blood demonic core? Next, I have to try the 5th-grade devil zombie sub-body. But I have the dark demonic pill. Will there be any problems with having 2 golden cores? 255 years old. So dangerous. I finally condensed the chi and blood demonic core. No, it should be called the chi and blood demonic core. When facing a 5th-grade devil zombie, the chi and blood demonic power didn't absorb its flesh and organs. It only absorbed its bones. If it weren't for the support of the dark demonic pill at the last moment, the chi and blood demonic power of the Foundation Establishment Great Circle simply wouldn't have been able to devour the 5th-grade devil zombie's bones. Finally, the two fused into a demonic core. During the 5 years when the chi and blood demonic core was condensed, there was no problem with my mind. It seems that I really found a way. Haha, with the chi and blood demonic power to devour the subbody's bones, I don't need the elders to help me refine the blood essence. What's going on? How did my strength increase so much? Heavens, my strength has actually reached 200,000 genes. Under the blessing of the chi and blood demonic power, my bones are very hard. They're almost as hard as a magic weapon. The elders were very surprised by my strength. In addition to my lack of combat experience, my pure battle strength is 2 times that of a devil zombie of the same level. Haha, I have officially become an elder of Yuan School. Now, the devil zombie body refinement branch is under my command. After discussing with the elders, we have analyzed some of the mysteries of the devil zombie's body. The chi and blood demonic power devours the subbody of a devil zombie. Before, when I gnawed on the flesh and blood of a devil zombie, I used the dark demonic power to transform and absorb the energy. This was to enhance the energy of the devil zombie's body. The devil zombie's body is called demonic energy by the elders. The devil zombie's body cannot produce this kind of energy, so it should be related to the devil zombie's race. The demonic energy of a 1st-grade devil soldier revolves in the body and resides in the flesh and blood. In other words, the entire body is equivalent to our meridians, and the flesh and blood is equivalent to the dantian of a Shioshin cultivator. After it dies, the demonic energy dissipates, but the demonic energy still resides in the flesh and blood. Therefore, the chi and blood demonic power only devours the flesh and blood. The demonic energy of a 2nd-grade devil soldier changes from the flesh to the internal organs, and in the 5th-grade devil soldier, the demonic energy resides in the bones. I can maintain my consciousness because the dark demonic power absorbs the demonic energy. The demonic energy combined with the dark demonic power transformed my body. Damn, the elders don't seem to care about this discovery. Don't they know that we have discovered a new direction of body refinement? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.